you. We're talking.
And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Golden Ticket Show on a Wednesday this week, as it is March Madness time. The round of 64 kicks off tomorrow. We're going to be seeing a live reaction of Steve stressing out over the Longhorns over the next 2 hours. I'm your host, Gotham, with, as usual, we got Fast Breaks, we got Kev, we got Betting Cheese, and for the first time on the Golden Ticket Show, we got the Bearded Baker brothers, Trent, Trey, and Tyler. Welcome to the show, guys.
Appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah, good to be here.
I see that Duke shirt on, though. I don't know how much we can keep you guys on with that on. We already got I don't know if I can keep
Hold on. You know, he's got cheese with him, man.
I like it already.
Cal was an initial member of the show. He got a pass.
Yeah.
He was on before I found out he was a Duke fan.
We got to even it out. I see a couple Heels fans here. You know, they're feeling good about that quad 2 win last night.
Hey, and here's what it is. I'm all about it.
As a Wake Forest fan, I'm going to stay out of this conversation. So that's
yeah.
But
school colors are cool.
We haven't been good since James Johnson smacked Jeff Teague.
There's a name. Holy crap.
And we got our boy Better Mets who's going to be live in and out. Don should be joining us shortly. Joe the Show should be joining us shortly with, we say Illinois 3 times or Terrence Shannon 3 times, he'll show up. But we got a lot to go over today, so let's get right on into it with the first game of the day, Creighton versus Louisville. Louisville, as of now, favored by 2. We'll start with the brothers. Trey, where are you looking at for this game?
Man, I mean, first impression is that Louisville's at 8 is wild. Tough draw for them, I think, because in this matchup, I'm getting 2.5 points. I think just Kalkbrenner, he's a difference maker, big 7-footer that can kind of stretch the floor. And then you have, I think, Ashworth, the point guard that can kind of just facilitate. So Louisville didn't necessarily play as hard of a schedule, I guess. Not as many quad-wood wins, so I guess that's why they're an 8 seed, but tough draw for them because I'm going with the Blue Jays.
I am not going with the Blue Jays. I'm on Louisville with this one. Love the ACC. I know there's a lot of hate on the ACC. I just don't trust Creighton. Creighton's let me down a lot this year with gambling. The fact that it's 2.5, I think Louisville well surpasses 2.5. So I'm going Louisville with the spread 2.5.
Yeah, I'm also on Louisville. I know there's talk of Kentucky fans gathering together to fill up, Rupp Arena to turn it and cheer for Creighton. I don't know if that's going to hold true. I feel like Cardinals fans are going to fill it up. Only, 20, 30 minutes away from their campus, correct? So this is a home game still. I know it's an enemy territory in terms of the stadium, but I got Louisville 2.5.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. My line, I have it at 3.5. It's personally just to stay away from me, but I think consistency-wise, Louisville has been a bit more consistent than Creighton. We've seen road and you have to treat every road game in the Big East like a tournament game, like a neutral site. Because we saw like DePaul win games on the against teams they shouldn't have beat while the other team was on the road. Louisville has the home advantage here. I think I would trust Louisville. Steve, where are we going here?
All right, guys. So who's stopping Kalkbrenner? I need one of the guys back in Louisville. Who's stopping him? That's all I'm gonna ask him. That's it.
It's the power of teamwork. That's what it is.
No, hold on. No, okay, all right. So, are you power of teamwork? Power of friends are gonna carry Louisville to this win. Okay.
Camaraderie.
Just pulling up some numbers real quick. All right. So it's kind of a wash free throw wise, free throw percentage. That's usually a big thing in what I look at for these games, especially if it's a 2.5 point spread. Our good friend Cheese provided us with a fantastic sheet earlier this week. So, sub 5 minutes, Louisville shoots free throws 80%. Right. So, if a foul happens, they got to shoot. Less than 5 minutes left in the game, they are hitting at an 80% clip. Creighton on the other half. It's not listed on this, but I'm going to assume it's higher than 80%.
It isn't.
So I'm going to assume it's higher than 80%. But for real, I think the matchup is in Creighton's favor. I just you're going to rely on Chucky to do everything, or like I said, if Louisville was full strength, they didn't lose one of their big men early in the season, I would love Louisville in this spot. Without that, I like Creighton. I can't back Louisville.
Steve, you didn't see what Edwards has been doing though, like transfer from JMU. I mean, he dropped almost 30 on Duke. Like Chucky's not low.
What was the score of that game?
I get it. Duke won. I mean, Duke is Duke right now. But I'm still saying Edwards is hot right now.
Smart. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I didn't remember the score of that game. It wasn't
Chucky's not low.
I'm gonna start using that. Duke is Duke.
Yeah. The standard.
We didn't need this. But,
Thanks a lot. You gave him more motivation. This is the happiest Cheese has been on the show in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. I purposely didn't wear any Duke specific stuff because I was just gonna
aren't you
kind of
wearing
play it
a
off.
hat?
But Duke is Duke. No, it's just Adidas.
Okay. Well, the hat. What's the hat?
Trust the data.
Okay.
I like it.
Sorry, I'm just
in
blind.
the data like Creighton.
Like Duke.
And that's
Sorry.
why
He's not
and that's why I'm
showing you
going
his
with
Duke
Louisville.
tramp stamp. Kev, what do you got on this one?
I'm with Trey and my partner, Fast Breaks. I like Creighton in this one. I'm with them. I don't know who's stopping Kalkbrenner. Hepburn, in my opinion, is a liability. He turns the ball over a lot. Sometimes he takes some poor shots. So I just don't trust Louisville's guards. I know Edwards went off, but to Tyler's shirt, recency bias. All right, how did he do the whole season? So I just don't trust their guards as much as I trust Ashworth and Kalkbrenner down low. So I got Creighton.
Here's a question though for the Louisville guys: Stephen Ashworth or Chucky Hepburn? Who's the better guard?
I would say consistently wise, it's Ashburn.
Yeah.
Because like we talked about last week, Chucky has a tendency, if it's like a close game and it's a big game, his head can kind of go all over the place.
So if you look at it like that, man, I'm just saying, man, guards are huge in the tournament. Guards are huge. Just to put out there. Just put out there.
And I'm just putting it out there too, is I don't know if this was like a little bit of like get under Duke's guard's skin going into that ACC championship, but Jay Williams stated Louisville's guards are better than Duke's guards. That's pretty high praise on College Game Day to say that. But I mean, I think Duke proved him wrong because we know the score, right, Steve? I got you. But I still think Edwards. I know it's a little recency bias, but Edwards finishing the regular season and in the tournament showed up, and I think he's going to show up big in March. He showed up big last March for JMU.
Hey man, I'll remember that if Louisville gets the Duke.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Jay Williams had to say that so he didn't come off biased.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think
Keeps his
it was total motivation.
He used that just like UNC's AD wasn't in the room.
Right.
Hey, hold on, Bubba was not in the room, man. All right.
Yeah. What for a
Yeah,
total
but
of like 10 minutes?
He just came back. He was like, "All right, guys, so
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Well,
Like, come on now."
there's an extra wrinkle that people are looking over. It's easy to say to make him the fall guy. I know we're off subject and we got 150 games to go over, so make it quick. It's quick. It's just easy fall guy, easy guy to blame. He's a chairman. He'll lie on the sword. He's getting 6 figures after UNC makes it. Cool, man. He's getting paid off. It's great, but I guarantee you, somebody from Indiana made a call. And they go, listen, we don't need Indiana to make the tournament because if Mike Woodson goes on a run, we're going to be stuck in a tough spot. Because look what happened with NC State, right? That whole point was out the door. They went on a crazy run, and they go, listen, we already worked some things out. Right? There's a burner account right now, right? IU burner account that announced earlier that they already signed a coach. Right? So the decision was already made for bring DeVries.
You guys hear that?
Indiana.
You guys hear that crinkling? Oh, wait, that's just Steve's tinfoil hat.
Yeah, absolutely. Put it on with me, Trey. Put it on with me, Trey.
No,
Rock
hey,
me,
but
Trey.
hold on, but Trey, you even made the point last night too, is that you said he's a fall guy, and you also think that he's a fall guy so that they can expand the tournament too.
I would like to take credit for that. That was Trey.
That was me. It's okay.
So, like I'm saying, it's easy to blame Bubba, right? Bubba's gonna fall on the sword. He's got a great name, Bubba, too, man. You can't blame a guy named Bubba.
Let's slow down.
Hey, unless you're in prison.
Yeah.
Let's go on to, I think, the game a lot of people are going to be tuning in for. One of the highest amount of money put on an underdog right now. High Point playing Purdue. 62% of the money is on High Point to win this game, which is interesting because less than 60% of the money is on them to cover.
Wow.
Steve, can High Point pull this off?
The win or the cover?
Yeah, the win.
No.
What about the cover?
No. There's they're too much of a public dog, right? And you're sitting at a point where Purdue's been hearing all week how these guys from the mid-major ranks are going to kick their ass and cover and just run away with it. They have guys on the team that have experience from going to a national championship. They also have guys on the team that have experienced the embarrassment of getting their ass beat as a 1 seed to a 16 seed. So bringing that, I just don't see it happening. There's just too much of that juice that's there that Purdue's just going to let High Point run away with it.
Betts, you got anything for this game?
I really want to bet High Point. I'm just a big fade Purdue guy. They went to the finals last year, right? But have they ever even made it out of the first weekend before that with Painter?
I don't think so.
So I don't know. I'll take the points. Let's get the shooting going. High Point team, they're a good free throw shooting team, good 3-point shooting or free throw and 3-point shooting team.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm not touching the spread here, but I think I'm putting money on the over. I have it at 152. It's at 152. I have it at 159. You're looking at Purdue team whose defense has regressed since the start of the season. They, full season they're a top 75 defense. Over the last month and a half, they're not even top 100. But both teams have a top 50 offense. They shoot a lot. They convert. So I'm taking the points here for the total here. I think the big key for me in this game is even though High Point is really good on the offensive glass, Purdue has played a different level of physicality and competition than High Point has when it comes to rebounding. I mean, when you look at the Big South versus the Big Ten, I mean, and I just don't think they have a response to TKR. They tend to play kind of a drop defense on the pick and roll. So either they're going to have to live with Purdue shooting or they're going to have to live with the bigs bullying them down low. So I think this would be Purdue for me to advance. If the spread was still at 10 like it opened, I could trust High Point to cover, but not at 6 where I have it now.
Wow.
Kev?
Yeah.
Yo,
Okay,
Thank you.
Kev.
Oh, my bad.
He's pondering. Give him a second. He's pondering.
Just keep stroking the beard, bro. Just keep stroking the beard.
I'm also
Wait.
watching your Texas game right now, so I'm.
He's
a little
thinking. He's thinking about.
Well, I got it on
Liverpool right
behind
now.
me. All right,
I
I'm
know,
struggling
but
right
I
now.
can see it, so like anyway.
Just so y'all know, Steve's first ever episode on this show was when Texas lost in the college football playoffs. And every 5 seconds, he would just turn around and go, and he just wouldn't talk. Like, he would just be negative for like a minute.
I get it.
Horns up, Steve. Horns up.
Thanks, Bets. See, some love from the West Coast.
I'm with Bets on this one. I actually like High Point to cover. I think Purdue wins, but I think High Point is too good of a shooting team. We also forget that they spent a lot of money on NIL to get some of these players, and these guys are players that could be playing on like Xavier or Providence or some of these teams that are kind of lower in the majors. So they have players that can keep pace, in my opinion. Again, I don't think they win, but I am taking them to cover.
I can start it out for the brothers here. I'm going High Point to cover. I actually in my bracket I have High Point winning, but when it comes to betting the tournament, even when I see an upset, I'm always going to take the points that they're going to give me, just to be safe. But I also love quite often bet on some overs, total point overs with Purdue a couple times this year, and I think with High Point's ability to score and Purdue's ability to score as well, I'm definitely on the over. I believe it's at 152.5. If you guys are seeing that too, yeah. And then I'm also taking High Point because I'm gonna have some sort of wager on every single first round game and probably every game the whole tournament. So I'm
Might as well.
I'm betting both. So
Might as well.
Yeah, this is a game that I'm probably going to avoid. I mean, I lied because, like Trent just said, I probably will put a bet on every game just out of sheer entertainment. But it's funny you say that about High Point getting the most public amount of money or bets because I didn't know that, and it's unfortunate because I think any other 4 or even 5 seed High Point I would bet to cover and potentially even win, like Arizona, Texas A&M. But Purdue to me is a little different. They do have that experience from last year. They have experienced guards, which I think is huge in the tournament. Just again, I think it's a bad draw for High Point. I want to bet them so bad because I like them, but I take Purdue with the point. I think -6 is what DraftKings has it at, but yeah,
I got -7 right now.
7. Okay, I mean I'd still take that.
I mean, my main bet on this one is I'm taking High Point's team total.
What is that?
It's at 72.5, -115 right now. Just because, kind of to your point, yeah. Kind of you guys' points, like the over. What'd you say? 159 is what you had? I mean,
152.
152.
No,
Yeah, my model's got 159.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely taking High Points over 72.5. I like them to cover. I also have them as an upset in this bracket. It's unfortunate. I think to Trey's point, it's unfortunate they are most bet on team because the Panthers have been a team I bet on now the last 2 or 3 years. Just a lot of overs, honestly. Not even for them to even cover spreads, but definitely take the over total points for their team total. But
So I will say, full transparency, I did fib a little bit there. Rephrase my word. They're a top 5 most bet dog. One of the ones we're covering next is tied for the biggest underdog with who was it? Where was it?
Bet you have an idea.
Wow, that's crazy. Wofford is the most bet underdog right now. So as of 30 minutes ago, 89% of the money on the money is on money line for them to win.
Seriously.
But here's the thing: 89% of the money bet on the money line has been bet on them to win. 91% of the spread has been bet on Tennessee. So either they're winning or they're getting blown out by 40 is what the public is saying.
Is that everyone just doing if you bet on all the dogs, you've made profit over the
It
last.
probably is that versus people just being like, you know what, a 15 or a 16 has done something crazy the last couple of years. Might as well put like $10 on all of them.
Yeah.
And a Rick Barnes coach team.
Yeah, I saw. I don't know if you guys use BeBetter, one of those like plus expected value apps.
Yeah.
Signal came up in my thing today to take Alabama State at plus 7,000 because no other book had it above 5,000, and it said put a quarter of a unit on it, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Hammer it.
I feel like it'd be better just to do the 15 and 14 seeds because the 16s, like, I guess 2 of them won in the last decade, but I don't think that's going to happen again soon.
No, this year is way too strong.
Yeah,
I will
especially
say
this year.
in High Point's defense, every year there always seems to be a pasty white kid that can shoot the lights out from 3 at a mid-major that destroys someone's bracket. And I saw that kid mean mugging, and I said, yeah, the public's going to take this kid. They're going to take this all day long. Now people are finding out like how cool High Point's campus is.
Yeah.
I'm from like an hour and a half away from it. It's one of the coolest
it's
campuses.
crazy.
Isn't it? They said, now this was on, I believe, Pardon My Take, but we also I have a coworker whose daughter is potentially going to school there, and she said they have steakhouse that you can attend like once a week on your meal plan, a hibachi restaurant that you can attend once a week, and it's all for like teaching
And
how
it's like free
proper
ice
dining
cream or something like that. Yeah.
And ice cream
usually
free
say-
every day. Sign me
Yeah,
up.
they have a free ice cream bar.
man.
Yeah, it's like
Trent, I wish
you
you started with that because
Yeah.
now that changes my whole handicap.
There you go. See?
I mean, I know they eating good. They might play good.
There you go.
Big back.
No, yeah, I toured the school back when I lived. I went to high school in North Carolina, and we toured the school, and they were telling us like, yeah, this is for like their culinary school. It's a test lab for students to try out recipes and try like techniques and stuff. And they run like they run it at people who are doing like hospitality management degrees, like run the front and everything.
Wow.
Each week. So yeah, I wish I had went there instead of where I actually went.
I don't know.
Be on a podcast right now.
I might be 400 pounds if I went there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I live close enough that I would have to commute, so I'd just be driving there every day for lunch.
Yep.
So, any other final takes on the Purdue High Point game?
Only public money scares me. That's the big thing. I mean, as much as I love High Point and everything kind of points to High Point, I'll probably bet Purdue just because of public money.
Yeah, I'm doing that later.
So I bet it at 10.5, like when it opened up. And then I immediately saw it drop, which made me nervous because that was my first sign of like, oh, the public is way too happy to take this.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, luckily I did it on FanDuel. So that's going to be my bet back token. If I watch that first half and just be like, nope, not a shot, taking it out.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get on to the next one here. Game I mentioned earlier before the show started that I think could be a potential upset. It's my dog of the day. Quick promo for the Moneyline Dog of the Day Challenge. Make sure you guys comment your favorite underdog to win tomorrow. If they win and it's the highest odds underdog to win, you get $50. You just have to make a Moneyline account, follow us on Twitter, and comment down below what your favorite underdog is and how much they're going to win by, and you can enter to win $50. Montana, Wisconsin. This is one of the ones that's tied for the most money bet on the money line. Montana has 90% of the money right now at plus 1160. However, the spread is split 50-50, these two teams. I have this at Wisconsin minus 13. Spread's at 16. Tyler, we'll start with you. Are we trusting the Badgers?
Whew. You said you have it 13 because I see on DraftKings at 16.5. I mean,
yeah.
I think I commented about it last night on our podcast. Like I I would take Montana here to cover simply because I don't know if there's enough points that are going to be scored in the game. I know right now that I think the over's at like 151.5, like, which surprises me that the odds kind of favor the over. I don't think there's gonna be enough points scored in the game. So I would go Montana with this plus 16.5 for sure. I'd probably even still take a 13.5. I just that's a steep line. So yeah, give me Montana with the spread.
Trey?
So I'm in this game. I'm taking Montana first half plus 9.5 is what I have it at. Wisconsin they looked exhausted in that Big Ten championship. Tonga looked like he could barely get up and down the floor. And then they got to travel different time zone. I think you mentioned it in elevation, and they're playing the second game on Thursday. So all the cards are set against Wisconsin, and I think they're going to come out extremely slow. I think Montana matches up pretty well against them too. They play out there in that time zone, so I'm going with the first half. I just think it's a safer bet because, I mean, talent is talent regardless, and Wisconsin could probably stretch it out and potentially cover that. But I like the first half.
Yeah, I'm taking that one too. Yeah, that's just too much of a change for a Wisconsin team that.
Oh, yeah.
The big issue for me with that though is Montana is like over the last month it has been one of the worst defenses, which worries me. So let's go to, if he's ready, our favorite degenerate on the show and our favorite North Carolina bettor, the Don Corleone himself, with the glasses so he could see through the lines.
I'm philosophical tonight, fellas.
Steve, where's the glasses? I thought you were wearing the sunglasses.
I'm
Man, I put 'em
philosophical,
on.
baby.
I felt like a douchebag with them on. So.
I mean,
No sunglasses here, bro.
mine are blue light to make sure I don't get headaches, but that's a different story for a different day.
Responsible.
So I was listening. The one thing that I will note that since the 2009 tournament, when the 3 is playing in 14 and the over is 145 or higher, the over is actually 11-2, which is why I love the over in this spot for Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to score a ton of points. Montana's going to put up points in bunches, but when you look at the average of where the scores line up, it's usually around the just under about 81 to 70. So I'm all in on it.
Like it. Kev?
Yeah, I was on Wisconsin when this first came out, and then where they're playing is kind of swayed me. Having to go out to Denver, Montana's a little closer. Montana's used to elevation. I think if I'm betting this game, I'm with the majority of people who've already said it. I think I'm probably going to go the over. But I do like Montana to cover just for kind of the spot aspect of it. And Wisconsin having come off the Big Ten run and, wasting a lot of energy in that. And then now they're playing on Thursday. So I may put a little bit, half unit maybe on Montana to cover. But I think my main bet will be the over points.
I also think just one of the things that I've noticed when I'm looking at these trends, when the 3 seeds usually favored by about 12.5 points or more, they're 22-4 straight up, but they're 15-11 against the spread.
Yeah, not to mention also, I was just looking at their schedule. Montana's going to have a full week off and at elevation. Yeah, all signs are pointing to a very sluggish first half.
I like that.
Cal.
I like that first half, Montana. I mean, I'm big on Wisconsin this year. They've made me a lot of money. Kind of feels wrong to bet against them in the tourney. And Cheese is always going to cheer for Cheese.
It's true.
I mean, they're both teams' tempos terrible, and Montana's defense is ranked 250.
It's not great.
So I'm not going to put money on them to win or cover the total game. I love the first half side just because of the long week with Wisconsin and Montana having a week off and fresh legs. I think they could show up and everyone's all excited about their money line bets on Montana, and then it gets crushed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. To add to that point, though, they since February 1st, their defense as a whole has went from 245th to 190th. So not obviously the best progression, but 50 spots up going into the tournament kind of shows a little bit better defense. But yeah, this seems like that one where everyone at halftime is like watching that game now for upset alert, and then Wisconsin just gets yelled at. Like it just berated in the locker room, and then they come out and destroy. Anyone else?
Threes.
Anyone else got any big looks for this game?
I'm kind of with everybody else too. Everything that was stated.
I'm on the same as Cheese. I already bet the first half plus 9.5 for Montana. But fun fact about the Big Sky here: Big Sky is 1-24 straight up since 2000, and 7-16-2 ATS since 2000. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
That's why we're taking the first half.
That's why we're taking the
If anyone doesn't have anything else for this one, let's go on to Houston and Southern Illinois Edwardsville. Is this game even worth betting?
I don't bet any 1 seed games. I mean, half the time I feel like the 1 seed covers, but I don't even touch it.
Is it 30 yet?
No, it's still
28.5.
So it's gone down from 29.5.
Yeah, 54% of the money is on SIU to win. Only 20% of the money is on the spread.
What's the total?
Crazy.
Total's 126. Only the 70% of the bets are on the over. The money is split 55-45.
Could Houston score 126 themselves?
No.
That's bold considering we're surprised when they scored 60.
So here's
I mean,
here's a stat just to keep an eye out. 1 versus 16 when the totals is set at 140 or lower. 1 seed 13-16 against the spread, and the over/under is 13-15.
So SIUE would be the bet.
Don, when I'm going through every game, I just need you to spit stats at me. I need to.
Since you guys are new, the whole purpose of this podcast is we just get betting Cheese to bet his entire bank account.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like, you know what, nothing else, and then we'll give him a plus 800
Yeah.
parlay. And
Like I already added high points team total.
Well, let's put it this way, Cheese. You already know where I'm getting my stats from. So
Yeah, the 244 pages of Holy Grail.
Yep.
I think you have to send him one of those trusted data hats, though.
Yeah, I do need one of those.
Yeah.
Especially my little glasses too. I'll look like a real nerd. It'll look like you're bullying me in high school. I'm just your stats guy now.
You spent your whole lunch break at the computer lab.
Computing, Mom. I don't know why betting Cheese picked on me today. Said something about Miami not hitting.
Does anyone have anything really for this one? I don't trust either side here. I've said it before. It's hard to trust Houston because you never know when their offense is actually going to show up. But I mean, a 30-point spread in the first round just always seems iffy to me.
Yeah,
right.
Even if your first 4 game as a Tar Heel.
Hey! Whoa.
He has the North Carolina hat on.
Yeah, he's a Tar Heel, Dom.
Oh,
He's a
you better,
Tar
you
Heel,
better.
Dom.
Okay. I was about to throw some. I got my guy in the middle wearing a puke shirt. That's kind of gross.
I know.
Hey, Duke is Duke, right?
Duke is Duke.
I agree. Puke is puke, guys.
And see, Don, the difference, even though we're brothers, he was dropped when he was a child. That's why.
I can tell clearly. Because he's got the dark blue instead of the baby blue looks a lot better.
Exactly.
Hey, Wake Forest man, I'm just the ugly stepchild. And you're just like, I get you're in the ACC.
You're basically the ugly stepsister from Cinderella that's gonna mop the floor every day.
It's like I'm part of the team too, guys.
Yeah. Shine my shoes, please.
So going on to the next 1 seed game, Alabama State versus Auburn. Could Alabama State keep it going?
Oh my fucking god!
The spread is sitting at 32.5.
I love it.
We got my system has it actually. It should be closer to 26.
I think one of the big things that I want to point out is last year, all the number 1 seeds, you guys look at the tournament last year, all of them went 4-0 and 4-0 against the spread. But in the past 10 years, it's actually quite funny. They've been 40 games played. Against the spread is 20-20, both ways.
Wow.
So, and just stuff that I'm looking at numbers here. I would just take the over, just because I think there's a chance Auburn could put up 100 points by themselves.
Yeah. That's where I was leaning. What is it, 149.5? If I'm putting money on this game, I like the over too.
I wish someone just took a screen grab of Ronnie Terry right behind Steve, because that would have been an all-time picture right there. They showed Ronnie Terry. There's just Steve looking disappointed.
Texas is up by 8.
Yeah, I know. I have them tonight, and I have them beating. Oh no, we'll get to that game after. Sorry.
Let's go ahead and update this one. Special
Hey,
one just for tonight.
I did. I was a big fan. All right, we're up.
Ronnie Terry was on the screen. It made you sad.
Because I lost my chance at Will Wade.
We had a pregame LAU mention, so we got to go ahead and put that.
Oh my god, we're still bringing up the cold nacho cheese. Like get over it.
So I think
it's hot now.
Someone brought up the point with Alabama State, and it said, "Can you trust the team whose coach said we have 4 seconds left? Let's throw it full court, like it's an alley-oop to win the game."
So can I ask the question, because I brought it up to Trent, as a Duke fan. I said, was that better than Leitner?
No.
And an SFU alum, so that hurt. That hurt real bad.
But it was a farther pass than Leitner. I mean, his argument was that it wasn't a buzzer beater, but I said that's because they didn't have a review back in the day.
No, it wasn't execution of the play. It was a tip drill, chuck it in. It was luck. It
wasn't the same moment.
I would say that meant a lot more to that school than it did to Duke.
That's fair.
No, ooh,
but I also don't,
because that is probably going to be played in ads for the school for the next.
Well, the
30
number
years.
state cheese that you should listen to what I say about Duke.
I think also too, it looked like when you're watching your kids or your siblings play the rec league U6 basketball, and the ball just rolls on the ground for 40 seconds, and then someone just flings it in the air and they hit it. That's what that looked like. I watched it. I was like, oh, someone's ACL nearly got torn in half. 8 people rolling on top of each other.
I'm just I was surprised that they threw it full court, because that ball goes out of bounds and doesn't touch anybody. Then SFU gets it underneath their own basket. You know what I mean? Like that.
For me as an under-better, I'm like, okay, they got 4 seconds. They've been shooting well. I was like, okay, you have enough time to run, catch it on the run, dribble up the court. You have 4 dudes who are fast as shit. I saw them all run. I was like, oh god, what the fuck are they doing? And I saw them all in the air. My fiance stood on the couch. She's not paying attention to the game. I was like, holy shit! And she's like, what? I was like, oh my god! I just had a heart attack over Alabama State, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And my buddy, a family friend of mine, played at St. Francis, PA, for a couple years. And I said, I'm not even going to text you about the game because I know you're fucking pissed.
Yeah.
You know who that wouldn't happen against, right?
Here we go.
The Sharks.
Blackbirds.
Yeah.
Both.
Blackbirds.
That's what they were.
The Long Island University. They failed to mention that it's in Brooklyn. That it's in Flatbush, Brooklyn, which is nowhere near Long Island.
Tomato, man.
Potato.
Oh, as someone who lives in New York, if you went to Flatbush and said I'm in Long Island, they would shoot you on site. Anyway, let's. All right, so the game where
didn't say
I
that.
think we're probably gonna have. It's Flatbush. No, it's not.
They probably shoot you on site even if you did say that.
Bro, I've lived here 5 years now. If you go to Flatbush, you just look ahead and you don't say a word to anyone. It's like driving down Martin Luther King Boulevard in any North Carolina city.
I think
You
that's
just
any
lock the
city.
door
I
and
think
just
that's
keep
any
going.
city in America, bro.
That's true anyway. Yeah.
So let's go on to Clemson McNeese. Obviously, the big news today, Will Wade will be leaving McNeese for NC State. I know Steve has a lot of opinions on that one, especially them doing it right before their game.
Yeah.
However, interesting enough to me, I didn't see that line move once with it. I still have it at 7.5. 57% of the money is on McNeese to win, although 72% of the bets are on Clemson. And 56% of the bets and the money is on McNeese to cover the spread here. Kev, we'll start with you on this one. I'll let Steve go last. He'll get a solo cam. Where are we going here with this one?
I was big on Clemson before Will Wade announced he was going to NC State. So I think that just helps Clemson even more, honestly. He's got one foot out the door. He's talking to his kids already about, hey, who's transferring with me?
Yep.
So I think the focus is going to be a little off. And like I said, I think a lot of the money, as you kind of stated, is already on McNeese. I think a lot of people like McNeese. So I'm kind of fading the public a little bit. And as I said, I love Chase Hunter. Shiflin, I think, is better than PJ Hall was last year. They got Lacken who can defend in the post and is a big guy. Also, they had, I think his name was Girardi last year, one of their guards, where he was really just a sniper, not a defender. And so they got rid of him, and now they're better defensively too. So, like, yes, he was a sniper; he could hit threes, but he was kind of a liability on the defense sense. I think this Clemson team is actually better than the one last year that made it to the Elite Eight. They don't get as much foul trouble, so I'm on the Tigers. I think they cover easy, win by 10+.
Y'all should have seen. So my college assistant coach, coached Joe Girardi in high school, and so we used to go watch. He used to show us his tapes. If y'all thought Jimmer Fredette shot a lot of shots at BYU, this man shot. I'm not joking. In his junior season, he shot 88% of the shots his team shot in high school.
God.
He put up 6
fun for you.
points.
That'd be
He
fun
put
to
up
do.
6K in points.
Wow.
He beat Lance Stevenson's record like 3 times. Goes to Syracuse, realizes he had to play basketball, which good because fuck Bayheim. But real quick, I gotta add this on screen as Betting Cheese commented on our thing.
Wow.
I love it.
Asshole.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I had
have,
to take the opportunity.
Bets. Where are you sitting on McNeese and Clemson?
I'm pretty conflicted with this game. I like both teams. I've heard a lot of, I'm not the biggest like college basketball guy in the regular season, but I've heard a lot of people talk about McNeese throughout the season. And in my head, I was like, I'll bet on them. They'll probably be a lower seed and have a good spread. But Clemson is a team I also like. So I'm probably just going to stay away from this game. Maybe hit the under. Think it might just be a scrappy game. I think it will be close at the end. So I'll probably take the points if I had to. But the news isn't great of the coach leaving.
Scumbag move right before a big
It's
game.
crazy.
Oh my
It's
God,
a crazy move.
Yeah.
It's a
Especially if,
scumbag
for
move.
everyone who betted already, probably.
I do. The big thing I had with McNeese is their conference is just so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at their rankings, McNeese is ranked currently 62nd according to Bart Torvik. No one else in their conference is ranked above 150 or below 150. The second place team in that conference is ranked 150 on the dot, and then they have 4 teams below 250 in rankings and 2 teams below 300. This is a horrendous conference, and it's one of those where they just happen to have a high major level coach on a mid-major school and just dominates. So they remind me a lot of like Wichita State for a couple of years when everyone like they would always like dominate the regular season and then would struggle past the first weekend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, they're 0-2 in quad 1 games.
Yeah,
And 1-2 in quad 2.
Hey, those don't matter. And Carolina fans are sensitive to that. So be
I
careful.
knew. I was waiting.
Sorry,
Hey.
sorry to bring that up.
I will
Hey,
say,
hey.
okay, so I will say they only lost to Alabama by 8.
Thank you. I was gonna say,
And then they only lost to Mississippi State by 3.
Well, Mississippi State
I gotta
is on the
step in
shit
and-
list.
I gotta stop this McNeese slander because I'm on the complete opposite of what everyone has been saying, and I'm having trouble biting my tongue. Yeah, they lost their 2 quad 1 wins, but it's against 2-seeded Alabama by 8, and then ranked Mississippi State by 3. Both, actually, one's away, one's home. But I mean, and they might not be the best on offense, or I'm sorry, their offensive efficiency, they're 37th, defensive, they're 17th. Clemson's 28th, and I think these teams are. It's actually a crazy matchup in all consideration. They're aggressive, they're physical. I don't think that Chase Hunter or that other forward, I can't pronounce his name. I don't think either of them are as good as what PJ Hall was. I don't think they're as good as the team that made the run last year. And I just think McNeese State has such depth compared to Clemson. They have 8 guys that play over 20 minutes. They got this Allen Breed guy back who I think he's from Providence, if I'm right. He's played 2 games now, and he looks like a stud that can complement Garcia and Charles. So 7.5 points on 2 teams that are very similar, and a team that has more depth. I'm going to take them getting 7.5. I think McNeese is actually better than they were last year when they were more hyped, I think. So I had to step in there.
Hey,
Stop
Kev, I just want to apologize because I feel like he came right at your take on this. So I apologize for him.
It's attacked all my points.
I'm listening to Kev lead off, and I'm like, oh man, I'm literally
Oh,
going opposite of everything he's saying. That's
I am all last name's Baker, but I trust in the chef in this case. Scotty Shefflin is that he's a tough matchup. Big body forward, can even hit the occasional 3. I think I agree. Clemson was Elite 8 last year. This is a better Clemson team this year. I'm all. What was the transfer? Big Russian Lockton, whatever. He's another one that can step out and hit a jumper or 2. So I think the size and physicality of Clemson. McNeese was the cool team to take last year, and they exited in the first round, and it's going to happen again. That's my take. Clemson minus 7.5. And Trey, I'll take that beer bet with you too.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
We did it last night. Don't worry.
I'm gonna try and back both sides there. McNeese State in that game with Mississippi State, they led by 7 with 11.5 left. So they were in it for the majority of the game. They played really well. They got Cordeer Copeland, who's top 20 in assist rate, which is very good. And like you said, Burrito's that third guard has been huge for them down the stretch. The thing is, Shefflin's numbers have been great. Since February 1st, Clemson is 7th in the tournament in defensive efficiency rating, which I think is huge down the stretch here because they play good defense and they make sure the guys are struggling to shoot from the field overall. One of the stats that I was looking at, so when a 5 seed is favored by 7 or more, the 5 seed is 11-3 straight up, but they're 4-9-1 against the spread. So I think when you take that with a grain of salt, McNeese can cover the number, but Clemson can win the game outright. I think is the big thing that I take away from this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a one or 2 point game.
Well, if it is, McNeese shoots 69% from the free throw line, and Clemson shoots 78%.
So I would say if you're gonna take McNeese, it would be a first half.
Yes,
I think they can come out running, but then I think second half rolls around. I think Clemson starts to pull away.
Yeah.
Just throw out there that Will Wade is a Clemson alum, so it's a little pride in that one. You want to show off to that girl who fucking dissed you in your freshman year in college. You want to send a fuck you to all the guys that made fun of you in some kind of way. So fuck Clemson. I'm with Trey. Let's go McNeese. I'm not betting it though, so you're on your own on that one. But I'm backing you up your points though, man. You know what I mean? Like Will Wade's gonna shit on Clemson one more time. Like I said, that girl who dissed him at the frat party freshman year,
right?
Trying to ask her out, get some cheeks, didn't happen. There you
Sounds
go.
like a personal story, Steve.
I was about to say,
I got plenty. You know what I mean?
Both
Damn
you're-
right,
you're-
found in that spot.
It's too,
Got
it's
her,
too detailed.
got her ass. Took her
I'm
text
about-
message after the game. You see that shit?
He like she had that
I'm a
mole
layup.
right there on that right butt cheek.
I remember that shit vividly.
Yeah.
Making me feel romantical and all that shit.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm Clemson. I think Clemson makes a pretty deep run here, and I will take Clemson on the point.
Like Elite Eight.
I
Oh,
have
everybody
them-
relax, yeah. Everybody relax, yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Clemson Elite Eight.
I have them at least. I have them Sweet 16.
Ain't no way, man.
I mean, yeah, I could beat High Point too or Purdue.
I may have them Elite 8. Yeah,
All I know is
I actually, I lied. I have Clemson Final Four.
All I know is if they win
yeah.
on Thursday, God bless you, by the way, for such a horrible take.
Admitting that,
Especially as a
yeah.
North Carolina fan. That's
Hey,
terrible.
man. It's ACC bias.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little
Yep.
bit. But I think if they win on Thursday, I mean, I've already locked in the fact that I'm going to see Rick Pitino coach on Saturday, so
Mhm.
I'm ready to go. Providence, I'm hearing there's rumblings up top that Calipari's taking over the city, so I like Arkansas to come up that weekend potentially too.
All right.
So, anyone got anything else in this game before we head to the next one?
Let's do it.
So, going on to VCU BYU. 70% of the money is on VCU as a small dog here. Although 60% of the money is on BYU to cover the spread. We have two very contrasting styles here. Kev, Steve, you're the Virginia boys. Where are we? Who are we taking here in between two teams who in the last month have ranked top 25 overall?
I'll let you go first, Kev.
All right. I mean, VCU is kind of our sleeper team. On our show we did with the brothers, Beater Brothers, we actually picked them as one of our Final Four teams.
Mhm.
They have crazy athleticism. They can score. This is the same team that they had last year, so they have the experience. The only thing that worries me is similar to the Montana-Wisconsin game is they got to go all the way out to Denver and play at elevation. But I'm still on the Rams as far as the cover, and I've already bet them money line as well.
So also I saw Don react. Listen, Don, this came we talked about this potential Final Four way before the brackets came out for the past known. All right. So don't think we're looking at this one and we rolled it out. But anyway. Oh, he took the glasses off.
I was just saying, he didn't take the glasses off for this one.
Oh,
He said,
shit.
he said he already has a headache, man. He doesn't need him anymore.
It's an alcohol headache already. It's fine.
But yeah, man, I like the way like VCU and their athleticism, the way they play defense. I think it's going to cause some issues. BYU, when they play against a team that's as athletic as a VCU team, I mean, like Houston, they had issues with that. I'm not saying VCU is Houston, but that's going to cause an issue, and I think that's where we get the everyone loving the dog in that spot. And also, too, man, they're at 11, man. Like they got kind of screwed in that spot after winning the A10. Because what if they lost A10? Will they not make the tournament at all? Like that's the big question I have for that. It's kind of. I think they're lower seated than they should be. So. Yeah, so I'm back in VCU. Also, man, something's different in the water in Richmond, bro. We make nothing but dogs down there. So, sorry. I normally love the fighting Mormons and everything that goes on in Provo, but
So I will add to
Like
the,
you love everything there, Steve.
I love everything. Soak
There
it,
is-
soak it up,
Soak
baby.
it in.
Yeah.
Soak it in.
Oh, the soakers.
We jump on the
So,
bed.
I will-
It's a good time, man. We might drink like I said, we might drink a Mountain Dew. Get wild.
So to add to the point on VCU, so BYU in 8 of their losses this year, 5 of their 8 losses have been to teams ranked 150th or worse in tempo. So they struggle with these slow teams that they can command the game. VCU is ranked 309th in adjusted tempo. Since February 1st, since like the back end of conference tournament play. And I think if anyone else watched the BYU Iowa State game, the big point that Fran made on the game is that Iowa State was playing right into BYU's hands, and they were making them play fast. So if you can make BYU slow down, I think their offense struggles because they kind of thrive on that quick corner three. Against zone defense, the drive and kick, and then 4 dudes who can shoot it over anything in the corner. So I think that's something to watch out for. This is a stay away from me, but if I'm leaning anything, I'm taking VCU money line.
Oh, have a little fun.
Interesting.
Have a little fun.
I actually have BYU making a little run this year. I'm trusting their hot hand, their ability to shoot the ball. I trust Saunders. In reality, I think that dude's a stud. But my big concern is this first matchup. I'm more worried about this than if they would end up getting matched up against like Wisconsin. Because once again, I think Wisconsin, the way they play this year, it kind of does feed into BYU's style. But teams that can slow the pace typically can control the pace, and that is a concern for BYU. But I think offensive firepower, I have BYU money line right now, just to play it safe.
I just want to touch on something. I think, Steve, you brought up the fact that they're 11 seed. This honestly could be their worst possible matchup. Like, I'm taking VCU against a lot of these teams in the bracket, but I don't know. I like the way the VCU or that BYU's playing right now. I think if it's anybody else, I'm taking VCU, but I don't like this matchup. So pace will be key for sure, but yeah, I'm on BYU. I'll take the 2.5.
Yeah, I probably won't bet this game just because, like Trent mentioned, this is a bad matchup for VCU. If I were to bet it, I'd probably bet it down to like 1.5 BYU. But yeah, I just think I've got a little vendetta against VCU for stealing a moment away from Sister Jean and seeing her Ramblers dance. Seeing her Ramblers dance for like one final time, maybe. So,
did you say her Ramblers?
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about the team.
And that's all I'm saying.
He's trying to redeem himself from that Sister Jean comment a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Just put it out there.
I think
That's
I heard that he
saying
he wants to see her Ramblers.
That's what I was worried about, where he was going next. Terrible.
No, I'm just,
Love a good set of Ramblers, I heard. The only thing that worries me about VCU is these close games this year, they have absolutely struggled. If you actually look at their in games recorded by 5 points or less, they're 2-4 this year. 3-point loss to Seton Hall, which is bad. 3-point loss to Nevada. 2-point loss to St. Bonaventure, and a 3-point loss to Dayton so far in the year. I do, however, like Max Shula. The only worry I have is he struggled from the field in the A-10 championship game. And if that carries over, they're going to be in big trouble. But the thing that's for BYU I was looking at, and the thing that kind of hurts is since February 1st, they're ranked 59th at defensive efficiency. And then in neutral site, road and neutral site this year, they're ranked 103rd. So their defense hasn't picked up in those types of games. And to be honest, VCU is going to slow the tempo down. I'm going to take the Rams here. BYU also struggled last year with, I'm going to sound like a North Shore guy here when I say it, but Duquesne. So I just think it's a repeat.
I like it.
Cal, anything big on this one?
I mean, VCU is a good team, but I bet against BYU against Iowa State twice, and I lost money. I'm not going to bet against BYU, but you've mentioned to me that you kind of like BYU in the spot.
Who told you to trust BYU twice this year?
You might
as
have.
underdogs.
You might have
Like
both
plus
times.
500 underdogs. Yeah. All right. Just want to make
Yeah.
sure we got that out there.
Yeah.
The guy who doesn't know anything about college basketball told you that.
And I hate Iowa State. That's the worst part.
It's because you bet
I mean-
on Iowa State that they lost. It's because you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's
He's
kind
like,
of a
"No, Iowa
flush.
State's winning
It's kind of a
this."
flush for me.
Yeah.
I lose money, but Iowa State loses. So
It's listen. It's like me and fucking Tyler betting on Duke. Win, hey, I won some money. Lose, I mean, oof. Bad loss to you guys.
Right.
Yeah. Celebrating either way.
Yeah.
BYU, if they get, I mean, it's going to depend on if they're making threes or not. If they can shoot, I mean, they
Checking
shoot.
for caffeine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So I mean, I'll probably stay away from it, but I lean BYU. But I just hope it's a close game. I hope it's back and forth.
God, for any of you NBA bettors, the guy who's currently on pace to take over for Cade Cunningham on King of the Court is Sandro Mamukelashvili.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
Shout out
He
my
has
guy-
24,
shout out my boy-
8, and 2 off the bench.
Shout out my
And
boy
I guarantee you
Sandro.
no one put him on there. No one had him
Shout
on
out my
there.
boy Sandro. You damn right I did. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just impressed that you could actually say that name. Like that was impressive.
Yeah,
I'm a
what a-
degenerate.
Hey, Google, how do
Actually,
you
no,
say Mama Maleve?
We call
No,
him the
actually,
big moves, bro.
Jalen Williams is about to take over. He has 19, 16, and 10 against Philly, and they're not pulling the starters up 30.
Oh boy.
Fuck you, Mark Dagnall. As a Thunder fan.
We got some people in the chat asking for Gonzaga.
Yeah, that's what we're coming up next on Zaga, Georgia. The line is sitting at 6.5 for Gonzaga. I have this at like 2. I think Georgia could cover here. We kind of mentioned this one as an interesting spot when we did the live reaction show. Don, which bulldog are you taking?
Oh, this one's tough. This one is tough. I think the issue is the majority of people that are looking at this are saying the fact of the matter is that Gonzaga is going to be the hardest test that Houston has on their side. So they're already just putting them in there. I think it's a little closer than people expect. Looking at where the line is, it's set at 6.5. When they're favored let's see, where are you? I had you just now. When the 8 is favored by 4 more points, they're 7-3 straight up, 7-3 against the spread. There's only been in the last 6 tournaments, there's only been one 8 favored by 4 more points twice. So it's a bunch of old numbers there. I think with Gonzaga, the way that they line up, the way that they are, I think they're just a tough matchup. And I am so excited to see Asa Newell and company. But I think being in Kansas, I think Mark Few has a little bit in the tank with this team. I think they're super, super underseeded. I don't think they should have been an 8 seed at all. But I'm going to go with the Bulldogs. The Gonzaga Bulldogs. Got you there.
Yeah, I'm on that too. I'm gonna follow suit. Go Gonzaga minus 6.5. I think that they were a Ken Palm top 10 team, if I'm not mistaken, and they're ranked an 8 seed. But that's also crazy. Them and Louisville got shorted, I think. That being said, I'm not like it scares me because Georgia they did beat Florida. I mean, it could be just competition within the conference and stuff. But the only other like quality win besides Kentucky is their 2-point loss to Auburn. So Georgia's too streaky for me. I think Gonzaga's a consistent team, and being an 8 seed with as highly coveted they are, I just like them in that spot. So
Trust the data.
Catch that first half, Steve. Let's go.
Let's go. Hook them.
What's interesting to me is that over conference play, both teams are listed top 25 in offensive and defensive efficiency, which kind of makes it hard to cap a total here. Definitely 2 different styles of play with the Gonzaga team that does not shoot a lot of threes, or neither team really does. But the big key for me here is for teams that don't shoot a lot of threes, Gonzaga's defense inside the arc is miles better than Georgia. You look at their like defensive efficiency side, Gonzaga's a top 25 team, and Georgia's not even a top 100. So that's going to be the big thing for me is how the bigs play. But for me, this is just going to be a stay away and enjoy a chaotic game. This gives me the vibe of like Michigan State's first round matchup last year when they were the 8-9 game, where it could get chaotic and just really entertaining to watch. So I would rather just enjoy watching it than stressing over a bet on it.
Yeah. What kills me with Gonzaga is preseason top 10. And I know preseason doesn't mean anything, but that very first win over, I believe, a top 10 Baylor by 38 points. It was like in November. I know I was definitely tuned in as a Raiders fan. Football's over by then for me. So, but yeah, they crushed Baylor. And then what's tough for them is they have to bank in order to stay up at the top of the polls is on all their non-conference big games, right? And they lost to Kentucky by 1. So there was a common opponent with Georgia and Kentucky. You lost to UConn by 6. So it's like Gonzaga just kind of faded, and then they dropped more conference games than they probably have in like the past century, it feels like. But I still think with Mark Few, they're on a streak of Sweet 16s. How many years in a row? So
Too many.
I might be guilty of trusting big time coaches too much in these situations, but I believe at least they're going to get a win. So to cover, I can't touch 6.5. I think somebody said about 4.5. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable, but I'm staying away. But I think Gonzaga wins in this case.
I'm backing Gonzaga in this spot. They start 5 seniors, and they shoot 80% from the free throw line. That's great in this spot, especially 5.5 point spread. So coming down the stretch, they're going to start getting fouled. They're going to make their shots. So that's what I think is an easy handicap at this point.
Steve, would you take the 6.5?
It's yeah, why not?
Like because
I got 5.5. I bet it at 5.5.
Because I like your reasoning. I mean, those kind of spread like the 5.5, 6.5. The free throw thing down the stretch is like where your points are going to come.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right.
And shooting like they can shoot. I don't trust Georgia. I haven't trusted Georgia all year.
They're a fun team to play when they're playing at home. Mike White,
home, exactly.
Mike White's like one of those guys like that mid-tier team in conference. They might catch a team sometimes sleeping, but in this spot, I mean, Gonzaga had not had the best season, but like I said, there's going to be starting 5 seniors. 5 seniors that want to go out. I know they're probably not going to get past Houston to get to the Sweet 16, so that run's going to end this year. So get this win, cover the spread.
It kind of goes to his teams though, like you said, like with old experience. This could be one of those teams. I think winning their conference the way that they did, I feel like a lot of people were all over St. Mary's, like, oh, St. Mary's is going to take it. St. Mary's should take it, But I think Gonzaga is getting hot at the right time, and I'm comfortable at 6.5.
I think the only thing that worries me about Gonzaga moving on far in this tournament is this year they've only played in 4 games that were finished by 5 points or less. They're 0-4 in those games. So all of their wins have been 6+ points.
So they better cover.
Yeah.
So if they cover, they're gonna win. If they don't cover, they're probably gonna lose.
Right.
So it's either super high and they win by double digits, or they're gonna lose to Georgia outright. There's no happy middle.
Which is funny because that's where the money is at. It's at 70% of the money is on Georgia to win. 70% of the spread is on Gonzaga.
There you go. I'm telling you, the eight seeds though. Looking at, Gonzaga, UConn, Louisville. The only one I would say that I don't really trust as an 8 seed is Mississippi State, just because they're streaky, but playing Baylor. But the 8 seeds in this tournament is nuts.
Yeah.
Well, eight seeds are what? Since 2018, they're 8 seeds are 8 and 16 in this matchup, correct?
I have since the last. So for the last 10 years, they're 18 and 22. They went 1-3 last year, 1-3 in 2022, and 0-4 in 2019.
Jeez.
Wasn't last year like just an outlier as far as just
Yeah.
favorites winners.
Everything.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
also,
Yeah.
so
I know,
you
like
think
Michigan State was a 9, and they played what, Mizzou, right?
No, they put Mississippi State and they kicked their shit
Oh.
out of them. I think the issue with that was when you looked at it and you looked at those matchups, they were like super close matchups, but like Texas A&M was leaps and bounds better than Nebraska. Northwestern was better than that Florida Atlantic team that they had last year. Michigan State was better than the Mississippi State team last year. So I think that's why when you look at the 8-9 matchups, according to that, I mean the Ken Palm better seed versus the Ken Palm worse seed. It's just the 9s have been killing it, and that's I think the big thing right there.
So, on a side note, I just got a message from Lee. He's not able to join us, but as our resident Utah bettor, he said, "Fuck the Mormons, VCU by 1 million." I wanted me to let you guys know that.
Told you, Lee has spoken. That's it, man. I'm not gonna say F the Mormons though, because I like
Yo,
the fight.
Fuck the Mormons.
The Mormons, I'll hang out with the Mormons only in Utah. They come down around my part, I ain't about it.
Boy, we're talking. Hey, you got the Mormons over there. We got Trey with Sister Jean. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Listen,
We're losing. Hey, we're losing the.
I know what you guys are doing.
Wait till we
Listen,
start
the
talking about
Catholic
Yeshiva and their whole
listeners
Jewish team. So if anyone got anything else on this one, Bets, you're our West Coast guy here.
Yeah, fortunately, if I go to the casino in Washington, I can't even bet Gonzaga, but I like the over a lot in this game. Both these teams can score, especially Gonzaga. And I think if Gonzaga's up, they might try to run the score up just to kind of show the disrespect for the ace seed.
That's a good point.
And the dog has spoken to Gonzaga all the way.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Is that a bulldog?
Hell yeah.
Is that a bulldog?
That was a bulldog. You need to go to the vet.
A little similar, a wiener dog. Similar.
It's more feisty.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to another a matchup we mentioned earlier. Wofford, Tennessee. Wofford at plus 1,400 has 89% of the money bet on the money line.
Crazy.
But Tennessee has 82% of the bets and the money on the spread. Most of the total is heading towards the under. I have this going over, but I can never trust a Tennessee over. I have Tennessee winning by 16, so this might be a stay away from me. With Wofford having an extended period of time, could we see a first half cover here, guys?
What is it at? Do you know?
Let's see.
It's 11 and a half.
Tennessee
Yeah, I'm
just
seeing
had a
So
awful
it's 11 and a
game.
half.
I don't think
Half right now.
At it.
11 and a half.
Rick Barnes has been mother effing those guys all since
Yeah.
that championship
Yeah.
game, bro. I think they're gonna stomp Wofford. Like I you gotta react. You gotta come back. Go ahead, Don. Sorry.
So Rick Barnes in Tennessee as a 3 seed, he's given up 49, 47, 56, and 70. And 70 was to that Colgate team that could just score at will. This Wofford team cannot do that. I think Tennessee's going to have a chance to put up 80, 90 points. I think Wofford's going to be in the anywhere between the mid 50s. So I would lean over, I think.
I mean, to kind of piggyback that, I think, like Aunt Steve, I think Tennessee's going to smash Wofford. I think that they stole a bid. Should have been Furman, I believe, is the team. Yeah. I just think like Steve said too, I think they got to make a statement. 18 points isn't a lot against a team that is 18 and 10 or and 10 and 8 in their conference. It's not even that strong. So I know Rick Barnes has a bad reputation in the tournament, but those numbers that you just told me defensively kind of give me more confidence in taking them with 18 and a half. So I don't think
to kind of sway real quick, their Wofford team total is 57.5, under minus 120.
Don, I was going to ask you too.
Wofford also is 250th in defensive efficiency this year versus top 20 offense and a top 5. And they're 71st in offensive efficiency, but Tennessee is top 15 in defensive.
Any thought the Tennessee first half team total, which is at 36.5.
Ooh, see, I like that because of the fact. So when I look at Tennessee's team total, and where I look at where the line is for the game, so their team total for the game is 77.5. Okay. I think they've had an opportunity. I think they get going early in these types of games when they're a top 3 seed. So I think, would you say 36?
36.5, yeah.
They can get to 37 or more, I would say.
Okay.
Cheese.
That's kind of where I'm looking too.
Cheese, add.
I didn't say add out loud because I was physically doing it.
Trust me, I saw the look in your face. That's why I said cheese. Add.
Yep.
Yeah, only time this year I watched Wofford was when they played Duke, and Duke held them to 35 total points in the game. So I like Tennessee to pound them here and cover the spread.
Whoa! We're no pounding here.
Pounded.
Also,
Pound.
I want to mention too, when we talk about how lucky Wofford got with stealing, since February 1st, their wins above bubble metric, Tennessee is +5, Wofford is -3. They're 160th in wins above bubble average since conference play.
So these like money percent bets, they got to be just people trying to catch lightning in a bottle or something.
That's what I would say. I think the first round's always the teams that are
right.
It's always like everyone's like picking an underdog. They're just like, oh, Tennessee's kind of stuck.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks, fuck it, we'll put 1,400 underdog. Like I'm gonna be that guy that's on ESPN for betting Wofford and Alabama State.
Parlay.
I told him about this guy. This guy today posted on Twitter. He put $10 last night on Norfolk State to win and on North Carolina to win. And after the North Carolina game, if he had bet North Carolina straight up, he would have only made like $4. But adding Norfolk State and then cashing out, he made $28.
Wow. That's
beautiful.
That would have been a miscount because there's no way like they would have been. Because if that was me, I would have been like, all right, cool. I'll let you take Norfolk State against Florida.
Yeah, I honestly might have to do that with Creighton and like Wisconsin. Just give me a cash out high up, I'll take it.
Yeah, take Creighton and then like take like fade Wisconsin just to see if it'll give you a cash out at halftime. If it's close, I'm sure they'll give you the cash out.
I feel like my cash outs always suck. Like I see some of these cash outs. Like what the hell?
I used to do that with like those people are like surgical. Like they sit there and they wait for it. Like as soon as it pops up.
Oh yeah.
Like I used to do that with like futures.
Those are the people that need the blue light glasses because they get headaches all the time.
I used to do that with futures. I used to take like before FanDuel stopped letting you do it in New York. I used to take like the Knicks -250, and then I would put it with like the Chiefs to win the AFC West, and it would I would like the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, and it would bump the odds to like +600, something like that, and then I would wait like 5 games into the season when the Chiefs were like 5-0, and then instead of like $20 to win like 6, it would give me like a $50 cash out. Wow. So you just have to like play the long game.
Right.
But yeah, they stopped doing that in New York because people started figuring it out.
They're on to us.
New York's full of degenerates. You say, "Oh, I can make you turn $10 into $50." People will give you their entire bank account. So anything else on this game?
No, sir.
All right, so let's move on to Calipari versus Bill Self, and it just came out. Calipari said, Barstool reported, Calipari said that the committee must have been sick and didn't want to put him versus Patino in the same group. We talked about this before. This has been like one of Bill Self's worst teams at Kansas. Are we back in the Razorbacks, or are we taking the Jayhawks here?
Oh, man, this is tough. I got Kansas versus our Kansas. Like, there's too many Kansases out here. I mean, I think the big thing is, and I think Patino kind of said this in the interview a little bit. He's only got one rival, and it was Jim Calhoun, so he doesn't even think that highly of Calipari, which makes me think they're going to be fired up for this game. I love Arkansas in this game. I think that getting Boogie Flam back is going to be great for them. I think they've played well with the group that they have. Obviously, they're not a great free throw shooting team, but they have experience. John Davis being a guy that's playing on the Final Four. I think that they just, as much as experience as Kansas has, I just think Hunter Dickinson is out there with like a fucking stick up his ass, not knowing what to do. So I'm taking Arkansas points, money line. I'm taking it all. Give me the Razorbacks.
I will say on the money splits, the money line is split 50-50 in terms of bets. The money percentage, 85% of the money is on Arkansas to win, which is interesting to me because when I saw that stat and then I saw the line jump to 5.5 today after seeing that, kind of made me like wonder if they're trying to get me to keep betting it. But I see it back down at like 4.5 now. I think some books might have 3. Where else are you guys kind of sitting with this one?
Yeah, I'm not putting money on Kansas. I'm putting it on Arkansas.
Hell yeah, baby. Arkansas.
Arkansas the way.
Your Kansas, Arkansas.
I'm on that as well.
Same.
It scares me, but Kansas.
So
and Hunter Dickinson.
I did a little. I call it. I used my buddies call it my bitch made move. I saw that MGM had a boost on anything that was better than 300 odds. So what I did was I found Arkansas at 7.5 at -180, boosted it down to 120, and then put a unit on it.
I like that spot.
It's basically give it an extra 3. Whoever wins this game, I don't think it's going to be more than a 2-score game.
When Cal's a higher seed, they always get out the first round, and sometimes they even make a little run. So.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually funny if you look at the rankings since February 1st, they are literally 30th and 31st.
Wow.
See, who is the better coach out of the two?
That's kind of where I'm at. It's like I brought this up last night, Steve, as I said, Calipari, I feel like has been an early exit guy a lot lately, whereas Self has not. You know what I mean? And I know you can look at everything in the teams, but I trust Bill Self more than I trust Calipari.
That's what they want you to think, because if you look at this, right, Arkansas isn't the same Kentucky team that Calipari's had in years past.
Right.
Kansas has had seasoned vets, but they've had guys that have won all year. They've competed in the Big 12. They didn't even do that this year. So they're in unwarranted territory. So they're all over the place. But I just think for Kansas fans, you need to get Hunter Dickinson out of the gym as quick as possible, just because there's no way that you can. There's no way that you can rely on him down the stretch.
Well, did you guys? There's breaking news. He's got a 10th year. He's got a 10th year of eligibility, guys. He's coming back.
Steve, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say?
No. I mean, like it's a breakdown of who's the better coach, and also to echo what Don said about Hunter. Like Hunter it's hard for me to believe in him, but I don't know, man. I just have I just can't back Calipari in this spot. I just
because you don't want him to beat your guy, it's fine. Just say that.
Bill Self is not my guy.
No.
Next round,
buddy. I'm looking ahead for you. Next round, buddy. Come on.
First off, he's not beating my guy next round. All right, so bring on whoever you want to bring on to my guy.
Steve, I will. If that is the matchup, I will personally do a punishment bet with you. 100%.
I can't. I'm cheering for that so hard.
It's gonna happen. Just so you know. And also, Steve, not for nothing, I guarantee you, I could send you out there to guard Hunter Dickinson, and he would shoot 2 of 10 from the field.
Sorry, man. I'm pretty good with some mama jokes. I talk some mad shit to him and shut him down, bro.
I was just gonna say you're just gonna stand up straight, and he's just gonna try and just go over you, and it's just gonna go like a line drive up the middle.
Steve's gonna get the ball. He's gonna be that old head trying to play with the young and be like, "This is what we used to do back in the day." The Patrick Ewing.
Bro, throw a little elbow here and there, pull down his shorts a little bit, bro. We got it, man. Don't worry about it.
My favorite would be the hook shot attempt. Kareem, and it's just a break off the
Or
backboard.
you got the make it rain along
You're
here.
Kev, where are you sitting on this game?
So I'm with Kansas with my boy Steve. I think
Man, fuck Steve.
I feel is Calipari. Guy's a cheater. He's been a cheater all his life. I just don't think he has the team. And I think Boogie coming back actually hurts them because that means John L. Davis isn't going to play as much, and that's a guy who's been to the Final Four.
Nah, see, you're thinking about this all wrong. Boogie coming back just helps. Johnny L. Davis is gonna have the most minutes. If let's put it this way, I'm taking my glass off for this. If Calipari doesn't have Johnny L. Davis be at least in the top 2 minutes for this matchup against Kansas, he might be the dumbest coach I've ever met, and then I will take
He
everything
is the dumbest
nice
coach
back
you've
I've ever
ever
said.
met.
No,
And when Boogie was healthy, I don't think they wanted. I don't think
Steve's
they
Boy's
wanted
the dumbest coach I've ever
Boogie.
met. Kyle
I think
Neptune's
they're
dumber than him.
45.
How dare you? No, listen. I was the first one to text Kyle, "Fuck you," as soon as that fire shit came across my top of the screen, bro. About time. There he is.
Steve was there in the meeting. What do you mean? He was sitting there with a bag of popcorn, just whoa! Tell him how he sucks. Any other final takes on this one?
Go Bluebirds.
All right, Steve.
Rock chalks.
Steve, I thought you were a pulling hog guy, man. That's not.
Listen, bro. It's just I don't.
Steve's not a hog puller, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens. It's a pull for the hogs.
Nah, man. Nah, bro. Listen, just because my team's in the SEC don't mean I gotta celebrate everybody else.
No, that's not what I. Nope. I need a pal to come in with me. Pull some hogs, and you just can't do it to me. It's fine,
Listen, Don, I haven't had enough drinks yet, bro. Don't worry, man. When the liquor gets in me, I'm gonna text you and be like, "Listen, bro, I've been thinking about that." Okay.
Listen, bro. It was never Kansas. It was never
bro,
Kansas. It's Arkansas, baby.
Yeah.
had to change Steve's name real quick for him.
Certified non-hog puller. Yes.
I love being admin sometimes. So let's go on to the game. A lot of people, again, are taking this. I think this was probably one of the most, as soon as it came out, everyone was super excited and kind of went after this one. Yale versus Texas A&M. Trey, where are you sitting on this one? Can the Ivy League pull off another upset?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I got Yale. I think I got them plus 7.5 in this game. There are 2 players that they got that go hand in hand. That Polakaitis and Townsend. I just think that they're fundamental. They make everything. It seems like all their shots are quality. They don't make mistakes. Just seem like a mature team. I've been on the bandwagon that Texas A&M is one of the biggest frauds this year. I think they're just big guys that can play physical, but they're just not as talented. And I think Yale can prepare for one game and kind of steal this one from them. I'd even take their money line on top of the 7.5.
As someone who looks like a nerd currently, I am not taking the nerds. I actually think that Yale is missing something here, and it's Elliot Wolf. This matchup, they're setting it up for Michigan and Yale. Elliot Wolf versus old team. They're trying to do that storyline. It's not going to happen. Texas A&M, the best offensive rebounding team in the country. They're just going to scrap. Wade Taylor is going to shoot the lights out. I think Yale keeps it close early. Texas A&M rolls down the stretch. I like Texas A&M.
I think the big thing for me on this, it was a stay away, but the big thing for me was watching Yale in the conference tournament is they struggled down the stretch and kind of had to pull it out of their ass at the end there in multiple games.
Bro, they did that last year against Brown, bro. That's just how Ivy League championships go. That for real.
Right,
But
but I think this A&M team is definitely going to be more prepared. I think Yale's going to has been on the radar for a lot of these teams. It's just a stay away for me. I want to see how they perform against an SEC school.
Couldn't you make the
Beat
argument
Auburn
though
last
that A&M also struggles down the stretch too? I feel like they can't close out. I mean, lost regular season. I think it was like 4 of the last 5.
Their free throw percentage definitely scares me. Which is another reason why I didn't want to take, because I couldn't find an edge either way. But I do agree with Don's point. They're a great offensive rebounding team. And kind of like what I mentioned before with, I think it was High Point, where these, being off a good offensive rebounding team in the SEC is a lot different than being a good offensive rebounding team in like the Ivies.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So I think you're looking at like a guy who can out physical 7-footers versus a guy who might be good at getting scrappy little talents. So it's just a stay away from me. I don't trust either of these teams. Whoever wins this, I don't think makes it past the second round.
That little Greek boy isn't gonna know what hits him.
bro, listen, Texas A&M, bro, throw out the analytics, bro. Texas A&M, a bunch of thugs and dogs, bro. Yale's gonna get smacked in the mouth when they play against them. You understand? Like they're not gonna know what hit them when they play against this team. So give me the buzzsaw. Give me the 7.5. Give me 8.5. They're gonna roll this team, man.
Give me also mention the fact you lose to your in-state rival in the first round of the tournament, and this is where you got to prove like it was a fluke.
You mean little brother? Yeah, it happens. It's little brother's got to Trey. Tell him. If you get knocked down, you get back up and show the big brothers what's up.
Can't be telling us right now. You're gonna get through Xavier, buddy. Come on.
John, I had your back yesterday, bro. You got to do that.
Listen. All my money is on your fucking team, you piece of shit. So don't even start with this shit. I told you on Sunday that I was going to take UNC in the spread and Texas money line as a parlay. Now I'm sitting here sweating Texas because Fremantle and them were in foul trouble in the first half. Now they're going on a run. So figure it out. Tell Ronnie Terry to throw his clipboard down, yell a little bit, and maybe he'll keep his job another year.
I just sent him a text message. Don't worry, we're on it.
Too busy at
He said if you don't stop, Kyle Neptune's coming through your job.
Don't wish that hell on me, bro.
I wish.
I will drive to New York and fight you if that happens.
Right. I'm by LAU. Come to Flatbush. We're in Long Island, Flatbush.
Stephen Flint.
I'll meet you in the Sharks Nest.
Bro, I roll deep LIU, bro. Don't let me call the boys up.
Yo, Rod Strickland about the
number one NIL right here. I'm giving
he sent him $5.50, and they were like, he sent him $10. They just thought it was some OG from around the block.
Oh, yeah, bro. Uncle Steve is here, bro. I'm handing out shoes, man.
Uncle Steve is crazy.
Cal, what you got on this game?
I don't even know. With all that information, I was on. I don't even know how to attack this anymore. I was on Yale initially. I guess stay with Yale.
Yeah.
I think Yale covers. I think Texas A&M wins, but Yale covers.
Trust your gut. Just know that when Texas A&M and their fraud asses are running their way down, and next thing you know, they're in the Sweet 16, and people are going to be like, damn, I can't believe I faded this team.
Yeah, but you hate Auburn.
I do hate Auburn, yeah, but they don't have to play Auburn because Auburn's going to hot take, and I'll say it, the winner of Louisville-Creighton, I said this on Sunday, the winner of Louisville-Creighton beats Auburn in the round of 32.
I like it.
See that.
They're fraud
I
asses.
like it.
See, they liked it. Everybody else thought I was crazy.
I mean, it's crazy, but I like it. Like I could see it happening. Like,
I don't think it is that crazy.
Thank you.
It's an upsets are crazy.
If either of those teams gets hot, I think they could outshoot them, and that's the big thing.
Well, and didn't we talk about earlier how like the first weekend always has that like one little white guy shooter that just becomes super famous, right? That to me is Polakaitis, you know. I think he's gonna keep him in the game. Maybe not. I have him winning outright in my bracket, but I like him covering 7.5. Offensive rebound in A&M. I kind of understand why, because Wade Taylor is the streakiest freaking shooter I've ever seen in my life. So I like Yale I like Yale to win, but I'm taking them with the 7.5. I don't like Buzz. We have a little personal vendetta with Buzz. Doesn't like to acknowledge himself at an Applebee's when we ask him. Like,
stop harassing him at a mid-American restaurant. Right?
Tyler took it too
whoa,
far.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa! We
Hold
ain't
on.
gonna be talking about Applebee's as like a mid-American restaurant ever again.
No. So
Don pulls up in his Sunday best. What do you mean?
I'll fist fight a guy.
You know what I mean?
So, Applebee's.
$1 margaritas, bro. Get out of here.
Listen, quick Buzz story. So I have to go with Yale here. I have a vendetta against Buzz Williams. I saw him at an Applebee's while drinking dollar margaritas with my wife at the bar.
Damn right.
Googled, all right, to make it all check out, because this was in Hershey during the summertime, so Hershey Park and everything else.
This is the creepy part. This is the creepy part.
He has I know it is creepy. He has 4 kids, and his wife is blonde, and he's sitting in a corner booth with 4 kids and a blonde wife.
Yeah, tell him it's social too.
So
he's a Sagittarius.
All I wanted to do, I just wanted to get a picture with him. Waitress goes over, confronts him. She's like, "Hey, are you Coach Williams?" Da, 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 da. And I'm like watching the whole thing from like the other side of the restaurant, and he like does the quarter stand up, like looks around kind of thing, and then he like shakes his head no and sits down. And I was like, "The fuck, you aren't Buzz Williams? Like, I can't believe you're not going to acknowledge, who you are." I don't know. So I have a whole thing against Buzz Williams. We do sell undercover Buzz t-shirts in our merch store, so because of that incident, I'm going Yale.
Steve, that's the type of guy you want to coach your team. Guy that won't go up to people, say he's just not Buzz Williams. That's the type of guy you can run. Ronnie Terry would never do that.
He's got those circle glasses. You know it's him, man.
Hey guys, just so you know, it's me, Ronnie Terry. I coach UT basketball. Go horns up.
I heard those circle glasses are they're blue light glasses though.
Looks like
that's so he don't get them headaches yelling and slamming that clipboard.
I may or may not have made an order for some circle frame glasses.
I need them on the show like I need air.
Yeah, dude. There has to be.
Looks like Walter White's boss.
Steve are all grown up.
Let's go ahead and move on to another game where I think a lot of people are expecting a big underdog upset. Drake and Mizzou. I initially was one of the first people when we talked about this that said Drake was going to win this outright. Kind of on the fence with it, especially after my model had Mizzou by 8. I'm kind of on the fence here. We got 87% of the money for the money line is on Drake. They also have 71% of the money on the spread. However, there's a 6% difference. 23% of the bets are on Mizzou, and 29% of the money is on them. So, Cal, we'll start with you. Me and you have talked about Drake all year. Are they making the second round here?
I mean, you can call me a homer with Drake, and this is a perfect matchup with me because I hate Missouri all year. I've hated Missouri. Why? So I'm gonna go with Drake. I just hate the type of basketball they play.
Okay.
It's just fraud basketball.
I like Dennis Gates. That's why I like Missouri, just because I liked him at Cleveland State.
But it's all personal. It's no statistics, nothing. It's all personal.
Emotions, all emotions.
Kind of like me and A&M.
Yeah. Don't look at this right now. This is all personal.
That's pettiness.
Trust the personality. That's Cal right now.
No, I for whatever reason, I bet on Missouri twice this year, and they just decided they didn't know what basketball was and turned over 15 plus.
You bet on them on the road or the last stretch of the season? That's
no idea. Doesn't matter.
I don't think I've ever won a bet where I bet on Missouri. Like I said it before, in any sport, anytime
so
I've had
what side do you want so I can bet the other side?
I'm staying away on this one.
You're a coward.
You do just kind of like Georgia though. I think Missouri was a homer team this year. It's like if Georgia was at home, then you're going to take Georgia with spread or whatever. I think Missouri is the same way.
I just think everybody thinks that Ben McCollum's like the second coming of Christ when it comes to coaching now. So everything's on Drake. And, shout out my guy Drake. He finally won something in the beef. Lamar's not in the tournament, so shout out that. But, I mean, it's just Drake plays so goddamn slow, and if they're not shooting good, it's a long night. And Missouri, if they get fast break opportunities, they're pushing that thing. So I'm taking Missouri. Honestly, I like Missouri first half, Missouri full game. I like it all. Just give it to me.
See,
Yeah,
I kind of
go ahead, Drake.
Steve. No, I was gonna say I'm kind of on the opposite for the same reason that Don, and that's Missouri. I feel like Drake can slow it down and then kind of make it like a slow pace game. And if they catch a lead, I don't think they're going to give it up. I think Missouri's too streaky, and at a big stage, I don't know. I just like Drake and Bennett starts as.
I'll say to
player.
that, a lot of people mentioned that last year with Vermont about how Vermont can slow the pace down and make you play their game, and they got smoked.
Yeah.
I feel like this is always when you see like the team that like when you look at it on paper, they're insanely good on paper. Everyone's on them. And then they always get like an SEC school that has nothing to lose and everything to prove, or like a high major school that has everything. So I mean, that's the only reason I stayed away from this, because I was really wanted to take Drake here. Yeah, if anything, I might take Drake's team total under.
Listen, Drake's a great story, man. It's fantastic what they've done. This coach in his first year in Division I. The problem is he's got a bunch of Division II players he brought with him. Are they ready to see this speed? Because they haven't really seen much of this speed during the season that they're going to see with Missouri.
Hey, what? Missouri? Right? You know what they do? You're watching
They go-
post game stuff?
They go,
They do a whole- they do a whole- yeah.
after they beat
post-game
Alabama.
stuff.
But that's he was worried about them rushing the court too. He doesn't want the fine. He wants the money to go to NIL. I thought that was hilarious. But Drake hasn't seen that speed, man. It's a great story. Like everyone wants to pick a Cinderella, and when they're a super popular Cinderella in a situation like this, like I said, Ben in his first year, Division I, he's shocked everybody. Got players playing above. He's probably been the best Division II players he brought with him, and no shake on that. But I mean, speed's different, man. This is tournament speed, and is Drake ready for that?
I'm going to disagree, Steve. I think once again, I mean, I like Drake to cover. I have him winning. I have him winning a couple games this bracket, but they beat Vandy by 11 this year. That's SEC. That's a tournament team. They hung on. They beat a Kansas.
That's Vanderbilt. That's Vanderbilt. That's not.
Just
That's not Missouri.
Doesn't matter.
Wait,
Tournament
Doesn't
team.
matter.
SEC.
They
Where's the
beat
game?
Vandy in a neutral site, bro. Like if
This
they
is a
played
neutral
Vandy
site.
at Vandy, bro, that game wouldn't have been close.
They beat
Come on,
Kansas State. I know Kansas State not that great, but I'm. And you say they haven't seen speed. Do you realize they played Green Bay on December 21st? But I'm all for this story. The D2 guys coming up to D1 to say, "Hey, we can hang," and I think they're gonna pull this out. I really do. I got Drake covering the spread.
I'm glad you think that.
I do.
Yeah.
So,
Steve, I apologize for my brothers. I'm with Missouri. It's speed. It's Dennis Gates. It's they take it. So I'm with
apologize, man. No,
So what about a team? What about a team that's forced to grind it and actually make quality possessions and run an offense?
Drake does not turn the ball over. They don't turn the ball over. They play great defense.
So I will say that.
recipe.
So in their conference, only has 2 teams that have that's adjusted tempo is above 100 ranking, and both of them are top 50 in pace of play. They went 4-0, and if you count conference tournament 5-0, and only one of those games was a 1-score game, and it was an overtime game.
I think Gates is worth his salt as a coach, because all he's been hearing is how Drake's going to win this game. Drake's going to win this game.
Yes.
If he's worth his salt, he's going to be posting clips on their lockers. Look what ESPN's saying. Look at what CBS is saying. We're not going to win this game. We don't stand a chance. They have more athletic guards. They're taller. Like Steve said, they're just bigger. I think Missouri runs them. I like
agree.
Gates. Give me the Tigers.
Let's go, Kev.
Heck yeah. For those who can bet on college player props, I would take whatever Marquise Warwick's points over is. because
How
he's
many people
gonna,
how many people in here can bet player props?
not me. That's why I'm
I
saying.
technically can, but I can only do it on like Fliff.
I got offshore books. Don't worry, man. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
We're the will to the way, and I can
So
just go.
okay.
You know,
Any other takes on this game?
I think we'll.
Bets? You got anything?
Drake's never won a first round game, or at least not in the last 60 years, let's say.
They're due.
Not this year.
I don't know.
All right, we got 4 more games here on the Thursday slate before we get into Friday.
Damn, it's almost 11 too.
Yeah.
An hour 45. All right.
Yeah. Do y'all want to just keep it on the Thursday slate for now, or do y'all want to try to do Fridays?
I mean, I'm probably out after Thursday's slate, but don't feel like you guys have to be.
I say we just go over Thursday slate and then give 2 best plays from Friday.
Okay, that works.
Okay.
So, all right, we have. I know Don's got to leave here. Don, can you stay for the whole rest of the time if we do that?
Yeah, if we do it that way, I can do it 100%.
Okay, cool. Bet same thing, or you got it?
Yeah. Just by the way, the last time Drake won the first round was 1971.
Great year.
That was a great year. Yeah.
Law of averages, boys. Law of averages.
I was negative 28.
Steve,
I was very negative.
Steve, are you kicking around 1971?
Man,
Wow.
get the fuck out of here!
Wow.
This guy, wow,
Wow, right at
wow, bro, Don out of nowhere, RKO. Jeez, bro, you slivering snake ass.
I feel like 2009 on right now, motherfucker. Let's go, the
Hey.
Viper.
New name for Steve.
Oh man.
Wow.
Don't let him put you down. Horns up. Horns up.
Yeah,
Steve,
I
I was just asking
no,
a
just
question.
listen. Danny set himself up just to get fucked up when he walks out of that apartment, bro. I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm asking a question, bro. That's all.
To be like, yeah, we're gonna go to that Reading, PA.
I was
baseball
not
game.
alive
You
in
should
the
do it.
70s. Okay,
Okay,
no.
perfect. All right, so confirm.
Change my
Steve,
fucking name.
So confirm. Steve not born in the 70s. Got it. That's all we needed. Fuck, man. All right. All right, Danny, while you do that, Utah State,
UCLA. There we go. Is that better?
Especially with the winky face, baby.
Oh
Winky face
yeah.
looks good on you, big boy.
The old school winky face too. Not even the
Yeah.
emoji winky face.
They wouldn't even let me put an emoji. I hated it.
I love it.
Utah State, UCLA. Obviously the money, all the money's on the dogs here for every game. 64% of the money is on Utah State to cover the 5.5. Don, where are we at for this?
I'm fading the Mountain West here. I'm taking UCLA. They're too physical defensively. I think Utah State definitely misses a guy like Danny Sprinkle as being their coach, even though they made the tournament this year. There's only one Mountain West team in my heart that I'll trust. So I'm going to take UCLA.
I'm with that. Mountain West is disappointed in the tournament. I'm sure Steve will find that stat again. UCLA is a big team. They're gonna bully them around. Utah State also wasn't expected to be this good, right? So I think they've kind of reached their peak, and they're gonna have an early exit here.
Climax.
Yeah, double-digit seeds in the Mountain West Conference are now 2-31 straight up in the tournament, and 5-26-2 ATS. Easy money. Give me the Bruins.
I also am on the Bruins.
Spread. Spread. 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to be taking that much juice.
Right. I was just making sure.
And the money line minus 210. I mean, that's a good parlay builder if you find something else you really like.
Yeah, it's called UNC Wilmington plus whatever it is. I'm just kidding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't have much on this game. I've never been a big Mountain West fan when it comes to college hoops in the tournament. The big thing for me is these two teams' offenses are pretty similar, but Utah State since conference play started is 206th in defense.
Steve, don't look at your TV.
So, and that's with both teams giving up a lot of threes. I don't think if a team's that low defensively, I just wouldn't trust it.
He just got kicked in
the nuts, man.
So if I'm taking anything here, I'm doing UCLA money line, and I'm either adding it or something, or I'm waiting until, like, if you have Fanatics always does like 10 boosts to start the tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
And they give you like unnecessary like 20% boost. Like that might be like take the minus 210.
Yeah, but the
add it or
moment you
something,
land,
and
you're
then
limited to like $5 a bet. Just to let you know that they are quick with that shit.
How much do you think I'm betting, Steve? I think
I don't know. I mean,
wage.
listen, if you win big,
How much do you think I'm betting?
if you win big, it's a wrap, bro. Fanatics is like, nah, not on our book.
You're like, shit, this guy has $20 in his account. Like, we gotta watch him. I'm gonna say I use Fanatics so little, but
Did you hear what Steve
Hey,
just
I
said? He
put
goes,
money in
Steve goes, back in my day. No, I'm just
Wow.
Damn. I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
Steve, sorry about him, man. I'm sorry.
Back when we had to take the horses out of the stable.
Wow.
Steve still bets with a newspaper. He looks at the spread. He circles which one and he sends a photo to his bookie.
Wow. I'm getting slandered.
I'm just
I'm driving by in everybody's crib. Don't.
Yo, I dare you to come anywhere near the state of Massachusetts, Steve, and see what happens.
My brother lives in Massachusetts. I'll see you, Playboy.
Yo, only if you call me Cardi, baby.
Hey, Trey, where are you sitting on this game?
Oh shit. What game we at? Sorry.
UCLA.
Whatever game you want to be at this point.
Yeah,
buddy.
I'm not gonna be out. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really have a pick in this, but I was gonna pick Utah State. But after listening to you guys, you kind of persuaded me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I do that very often.
Yeah, I
Ask
do
Cal.
like. Mick Cronin. I think he's a solid coach. Get his guys ready for one game at least. So, yeah, I like UCLA.
He's gonna bitch about seeing the Statue of Liberty and all kind of stuff. So yeah, he'll get the boys up. He'll get the boys
Calm
up.
soft. Calm
Bro,
soft.
they're in Lexington, Kentucky. They're fine.
Anyone else got anything on this game?
I'll be honest with you. I want to switch based off of all the Mountain West shit.
Yeah. Baby. Trust your gut. Switch.
God.
It's like that Wolfman song.
That's not my
The
gut
Wolfman
though.
song.
My guts tell me Utah State 5.5.
Yeah, same. But
Like,
after all that
around,
slander,
now
I'm like, I don't really
know.
want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Ooh, la la la, hey.
I mean,
Come
I've gotten to
on,
the point where I'm
switch.
like I'm looking at team totals. I'm looking at first halves. I'm looking at. I don't know.
I mean, if they get hot from 3, but
I do have it going
If
over.
any
My
team gets
my
hot,
thing
it's
has my model has a 149.
Okay, so
And,
then- and right, it's
however,
at one-
80% of the money is on the under in this game.
Yeah, I don't
56%
like
of the bets is on the under. 80% of the money.
I don't like a ton of points being scored here. To be honest with you.
This seems like one of those where it's like everyone's getting excited for the nightcap. It's like 22-24 at halftime.
yeah.
This may just be one of our race to 10 bets that I just throw.
Oh,
some
I
stuff
love
on it.
those.
Dude,
Injected into my vein.
Hey, I'm telling you, we're doing a thing on Friday where we're taking every game race to 10 bet, and I don't know, might live stream a little bit, but sweat our ass.
You could ladder that.
Maybe
do the
add-
first game, then the next one.
Maybe add me to that group chat because I could be persuaded very easily on race to 10s.
We're doing race to 10 bets for every game on Friday. We're also doing our own beer bracket with 12 different beers. So
Love that.
sounds like a good day.
it's gonna be a good Friday. It's gonna be a good Friday.
Steve, I'm gonna have the
John's about to
negative
introduce you to
196, baby.
-196.
Negative 196 is
Put
baby.
him on that 196, man.
Ice
Don't
cold.
let Cal fool you. That's nothing but tequila in his cup right there.
It is actually tequila. It is.
Cal, tequila guy.
Hell yeah! I got a whole wall in my
hell yeah.
house.
Hell yeah! Yes, that's what I'm talking about, man.
He's from the Midwest.
It's
That's
always
only
the quiet
activity
guys,
he can
man.
do.
It's always the quiet guys. You gotta look out for.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Cheese is the biggest scrapper out of all of us. Y'all don't know that, man.
Yeah.
Quiet.
You should have
few
heard
words.
it when Cal's wife got in here and started bullying him too. That was the best one.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't need that again.
I need it every once in a while. I need to be put in my
We
place.
kept messing with him, saying because he's from Iowa that he's never seen a mountain. That he sees like a 5-foot hill, and his wife said, "Wait till you find out what happened when he saw the beach."
I've seen one mountain.
It was that hill across the street.
Progress. All right.
Yeah.
It was the pile of dirt from the construction down the road.
Well, we do have Mount Trashmore. That is just an old dump site that's so tall that
Wow.
they call it Mount Trashmore. Yep.
I love it.
I love Iowa, man.
Okay. Yeah, if no one has any other bets on this one, let's go to the Johnnies. We were so close to getting the Johnnies versus the Tommies. If St. Thomas had pulled that out, but instead we got St. John's versus Omaha. Spreads at 18.
St.
My
Thomas wouldn't
system-
have even been eligible.
Yeah, St. Thomas doesn't know.
Yeah.
I know, but we could dream.
Hey, I'll tell you what I was hoping for. I was hoping that New Mexico was going to be the 10 seed down there, so that you could have got the
Tino versus Tino.
matchup. Yeah.
Mhm. So
That'd been so messed up. That would have been so messed. They
80%
chanted. Oh,
Fucking awesome.
terrible.
80% of the bets are on St. John's to cover the spread. 89% of the money is on St. John's to cover the spread here. Are we back in
Give me
the
Omaha.
Johnnies?
Give me Omaha.
Give me them goddamn trash can
Yeah.
bangers.
Bullshit trash cans out of here.
Oh,
Take them back to Omaha.
Kev, those are
Take
some
them
fighting
back
words.
to Omaha.
Some
Get
fighting
your
words, my
shit
brother.
out of here.
Talk your shit,
Fighting
Kev.
St.
Fight
John's
for
is
it.
gonna run through these clowns.
See, you guys think
Bingo.
that, man. People forget.
Uh-huh.
St. John's didn't start the season in the top 25 in the AP poll, bringing it up from a previous discussion. Teams that don't start off in the top 25 but then get a top 2 seed traditionally don't do well in the tournament. None have made the Final Four. And a lot of people got St. John's in their Final Fours. They're a little fraudulent, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, maybe they don't make the
That's
Final
before
Four,
that
but
was before
they-
Slick Rick, dog. That was
That's-
before
Man,
Slick Rick.
fuck
Don.
Slick Rick.
Don, that's more of a hot take than the Louisville Auburn.
I'm just gonna let you know
That's
right
more of a
now.
hot take.
Omaha's gonna keep it close, and then St. John's is gonna lose to Arkansas
Oh,
on Saturday.
I agree.
No way.
That's a
I
hot
agree.
take.
Boo this man.
No way.
So
No.
when it happens, Steve, when it happens, I want you to know that I'm going to be making sure that you are wearing a certain shirt that you're not going to want to wear. I won't tell you which one, but just know you will
St.
be wearing
Francis.
something.
St.
Could have been a
Francis
St.
shirt.
Francis jersey.
Hey, Steve, I'll hook you up. I got plenty of.
I was
St.
gonna say,
Francis for you.
Trent will mail you one.
I'll hook you up.
Well, I know
Talk to
damn well.
my-
I can't listen. As much as I would love to torture him and put him in a boomer sooner, I would never do that to my guy.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I appreciate that.
Oh
I
man.
Steve,
appreciate
I'll
that.
text
I
my-
might get
I'll
you. I
text
might
my
get you
buddy.
a maroon for A&M, so you can be a part of Little Brother for a day. But other than that, I would never do boomer sooner for you.
Hey, listen. I'll take that. I'll take that punishment bet. We got witnesses. I'll take
Steve's
that.
got to go to an A&M Texas game wearing A&M gear.
And hold up the horns down for a whole.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Get it tatted.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dude, that's
Whoa,
too
Trey.
far.
Whoa, Trey. Hey, pump the brakes, big guy.
Hang on, Steve.
Breaks,
Let's
big
not act like you weren't telling me that if LIU made the tournament, you'd make me get an LIU shark tattoo on my face. Okay?
Hey, bro,
So
you
let's-
said
No.
I
We
said
did if
get a
they
tattoo.
won a
You
tournament
pick.
game,
If they won a tournament game.
and we weren't counting the first four
Oh,
neither.
man.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything on this game?
I like Omaha in the points.
I took
like-
Omaha first half plus
Yes.
11 and a
Yeah.
half.
100%. That's what I got, Steve. St. John's doesn't shoot well. It might
Got
come out
it.
cold.
Make
And they're-
that 3. Make
And
that
they're
3.
not good at free throws. That's the thing people forget. They're not good at free throws. You need to be able to shoot free throws down the stretch of the tournament to be successful.
Yes.
Not
so
when
bad
you win
your
by
coach said he
25.
wanted to kill himself.
Bro, Rick
Kev,
Pitino's
Kev,
one
you know I
loud
love Slick
yell.
Rick, bro. You know I love Slick Rick, man. That's
When
my
you're
guy.
up by
But
25 at halftime, free throws don't matter.
See, you got
Ooh.
too much faith, big boy.
Get
My
these
my
bullshit
only
trash
reason
cans
to
out.
root for them is in New York. If you bet on if you bet on any team to win a college team to win a championship, and they're facing a New York college, whether they win or lose, you win your future.
Love
So
it.
if let's say like if I pick Florida and St. John's plays Florida, they beat Florida, I still win my bet.
Wow.
Because they just counted as the second place wins it.
Kev, I want
That's
you.
crazy.
I want you to remember one name because you're going to be hearing it a lot. Markel Sutton.
Yes.
Is he gonna get hurt in the game? Is that what's gonna happen?
Ooh.
No, he's going to be putting up buckets all over Andre Lewis's
Damn, Kev. Jeez. Yo, you drinking over there, bro? Jeez.
Tino's back in his old stopping ground.
Yo,
Don't bother him.
move on before I go crazy, bro. The glasses are going to come on because I'm about to get diabolical. We keep this up.
See what
gonna
Kev's
be
not saying. He's not
Tino
actually.
versus
Kev's not at home right now. He's in Rhode Island with a lead pipe, just ready to go.
Providence is Calipari country, by the
So
way.
let's go over the last game of the night before we go over. I think everyone's got a lot to say, probably on San Diego and Michigan. So let's do Texas Tech, Wilmington first. I've seen a lot of people. This one actually is the most bet money line underdog of Thursday. 95% of the money on money line bets is on Wilmington to beat Texas Tech. However, 65% of the bets and the money is on Texas Tech to cover the spread. Are we taking this as our big underdog, big upset?
No.
I really liked it the first day I saw it, but after hearing all that shit, hell no, man. Like everybody is no. That's a no. Just stay away. Texas Tech's gonna cover.
No.
You got
no.
I don't like that, man. Too many people are on that, man. No.
I want to be the only one on it.
Exactly. I don't.
I
Nah.
want to be sitting in a room full of people tell me how dumb I am, and then me standing up with all my money, count my paper.
So the only thing I'm taking in this game is I'm going to take the over here. I have it at 148. Line sitting at 142, and I'm also seeing about a 15% difference between the amount of bets and the amount of money on the over, which shows me the big bettors are hammering this over right now. So, but also if you look at, like I said, like I'm big on like once February starts, it's kind of like you got to lock the fuck in. And if you're built for March, you have to be built for February. Is how like our coach used to always say it. If you once my thing loads here because my internet decided not to work. Maybe it's because I'm streaming. Anyway, when this comes back up, I'll say. But no, if you look season long, Texas Tech has a top 10 offensive in terms of efficiency versus Wilmington, who's 165th in defensive efficiency, and they have been shooting the lights out. The big thing here, Texas Tech lets it fly from deep, 50% 3-point rate. Wilmington is 299th against 3 points in 3-point defense since February 1st. That when the team you're playing that everyone thinks you're an underdog only shoots threes and you can't guard the three, that's a big sign of a no-no. For me, I have this at – 16. I like Texas Tech on the spread here too, but I want to see if the line could possibly move down to 13 before I take it. If it's at 14, I might just do like a sprinkle on it, but if it's 13, I'm putting a unit on it. But the over is in play here. Also, Texas Tech's team total. Does anyone have a line on that right now?
78.5.
I have them at 84 points.
I just added it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm
So everyone is on UNC Wilmington
Love
because
it. I was like, yep, put on a tab.
people are looking at UNC Wilmington because of the injuries, right, or the knocks that some of the players have, right?
I think it's just they're a plus 900. And who
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
like a
Chance
juicy
McMillan,
900?
Chance McMillan's probable. Deron Williams is probable. Only one player is questionable. It's an upper body injury.
Williams will be ready to roll.
forgetting the most important player.
I don't even know how to say his name. I'm not even gonna try to say his name.
I hate you.
You're gonna derive us from this content, Steve. Come on, say it.
I hate
So
you.
you can post me on TikTok.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, right,
exactly
baby.
why.
We
We
need
the
clicks.
program.
Dude, that one
click.
there was one time, Steve, when I told I sent it to you, I was like, "Yo, came across Steve on TikTok here. I didn't know you were on there." He's like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know they posted that."
I think my favorite moment with Steve ever is we were playing a game of is this a real person or not? And
So all right, let me. So it was I got a list of like one player from every MLB farm system that had a great name, like everything from like Jesus Made to like Alaska Abney, and then I put in like fake names. So like or I put in names of non-baseball players and fake names like John Dowd. So if you know baseball video games, you know who John Dowd is. I put in like a bunch of names from players that were in an old 80s Japanese baseball game. I put in like random prospects in the, like NBA prospects, former college players, former like high school ball is life studs. Like,
Yeah.
gave Steve some fucking layups too, and Don is just beating his head into the camera.
That's funny to say. My man didn't know former 5-star recruit Diamond Stone, and then didn't know mixtape legend and UNC guy. You would appreciate this. Seventh Woods.
Okay.
Hey, Steve, you're doing great.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it.
This is why Benning Cheese said he was not doing the baseball show. He's like, I don't know.
I don't.
Fuck about Diamond Stone, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die on this
making
hill.
fun of. You're making fun of him. I'm like, I don't know who the hell that is, but
You know who Diamond Stone is?
I don't look
Maryland,
at.
right?
I don't look at players. I look at
Yep.
numbers.
Yeah.
He's a
You
dad.
don't know
I
I was
can't.
gonna say, trust the data.
Yeah,
I don't.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't.
I can't
Guys,
sit and watch
I'm gonna
a baseball game.
When
Too
we
long.
Yeah, but Diamond Stone's not a baseball player. He's a basketball player.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoever the
if
hell.
you guys
Exactly.
if you guys have Caesar's Sportsbook, they have a 64% parlay boost on any plus 400 bet tomorrow.
Now I gotta Google.
Okay.
Steve, figure it the fuck out, dude. Come on. We're only up one now.
You're a 4. What are you talking about? You're behind.
Bang. Let's go.
Yep.
Damn right up behind.
Is anyone not on Texas Tech here?
No, I'm
No,
all
I'm
over
not Texas Tech. Yep.
It's if you also have Caesars, it's sitting at minus 14 on the dot at minus 110. So I just went ahead and took that.
Good call.
And then the last one here, I think everyone's gonna have a big opinion on San Diego versus Michigan. This line opened at 3.5, and I'm not joking. We were watching the lines as we were doing the live show. Within 30 minutes, it dropped to 2. I've seen it down to 1. I've seen it back at 2. Everyone and their mother, it's interesting. Everyone at first looked like they were taking San Diego. Michigan has 67% of the bets on the money line and 64% of the money on the spread.
Michigan does.
Michigan, yes. Yeah. Michigan
Good.
is the favorite in terms of money and bets. However, it's a 12% difference in favor of San Diego.
I'm just, if you don't mind, I'll just talk to this a little bit. But I have been on UC San Diego probably about halfway through the season because I use a lot of teamrankings.com, and they always take, the against the spread, the win-loss, over-under stuff. And for a while there, it was Houston Christian, and then they kind of fell off the map. But UC San Diego has just climbed and climbed and climbed. 25-7 against the spread. I don't know what the line is currently. What was it?
2.5.
2.5.
I'm taking 2.5. I trust it, and I have UC San Diego winning this game. I'm actually, what you said about them, where the public money is now, like, makes me feel a lot better because, like, the McNeese, the Drake, and all those other, the teams that we've talked about and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like, seriously, like, yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I have felt this way about UC San Diego for a long time. So give me UC San Diego on this money line and give me the spread.
Yeah, me and Tyler butted heads on this yesterday.
We did. Yes, we did.
I think this is one of the biggest trap games in terms of betting and just picking in general. UC San Diego's what's the longest win streak in the country? I'm not sure, but
15.
awful
Yes.
matchup. You got your Don mentioned it, or the Don mentioned earlier. Yale's missing a player named Danny Wolf. Well, every team in the country is missing a Danny Wolf, and Michigan has him along with another 7-footer. So yeah, I just think that this is Michigan long and far away. I think this is a trap game for San Diego, and Tyler's falling for it.
Listen, someone's gonna fall for it.
Yeah.
I'm falling for it.
I'm all over
I
it.
just think so. The thing that people likes about it is the Michigan turns the ball over a ton, and San Diego and UC San Diego is one of the best turnover forcing teams in the country, which understandable. But I just Dusty May. I'm taking the coach. I'm taking Dusty May. Vlad Golden, Elliot Wolf. They've all had tournament success before. I think Normani Burnett has had some tournament success as well. I think they have the success. UC San Diego getting there, it's a great story, and I think they first half they could be up 100% going into the locker room, but I think Dusty May and company they've just come accustomed to winning these close games. So if it comes down to the wire, I'm taking them even though their free throw numbers aren't the greatest.
Yeah. I know everyone says you need guards in March, and I agree with that. And I don't think Michigan's guards. I think that's their liability. But the fact that San Diego doesn't really have a guy. Anybody over 6'7", 6'6", 6'7"?
No.
I think 6'8".
So if it's close, like you're saying after the first half, I think you gotta. Yeah. I love watching Michigan run a 1-2 game with 2 7-footers where Wolf is handling the ball and they're pick and roll into the hoop with Vlad Golden. You're not going to stop that.
No,
you're not going to stop that.
No,
so as long as they play smart.
My question is the only other team that I know that UC San Diego played all year with a 7-footer was UC Irvine, and how did he look against them?
Right. I mean, I think it's a little different because UC Irvine's guy. Steve and I were talking about this last night. Danny Wolf and Golden have a bigger body. They're like not necessarily what you would say like NBA player ready, but their body is. Like they're physical, they're big guys. The guy in Irvine is not that. He's lanky. He's like Wembanyama, but with no skill. Like he's that's why he's at UC Irvine. He's not very good. He's just tall.
I love it.
You know,
sign me up.
I've been back and forth on this. I still haven't bet it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be betting Michigan.
I legit probably won't bet this until literally right before tip off.
See what the final closing odds are.
That's probably what I'm going to do as well.
I think it's going to close at 3.5 Michigan.
I would love for it to stay at 2.5 because I will hammer Michigan minus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Go to 3.5 and I'll triple down.
listen, 2.5, 3.5. They win by 3. Everybody's making money. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Hey, if they lose, I'll give them a Duke shirt to wear for you.
Yeah, they'll puke all over it.
There you go.
I'll use it as toilet paper.
Yeah.
Puke on it.
They'll send it right back in the mail.
Yeah.
Why is there puke all over this?
The little note just says you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the Thursday slate. Unless anyone's got any other last minute plays for the slate.
So one thing I wanted to mention because I wasn't here for the Creighton Louisville talk. One of the biggest things that I look at is where the teams are playing, and frankly, I know that Louisville hasn't had success in the Rupp Arena because they're playing Kentucky, but still, that's something you gotta play into here. Is their failures at Rupp Arena might come back to haunt them in this game.
Maybe.
All right, so let's go over our favorite 2 plays. If you want to give like a quick 30-second breakdown on them, go for it. Favorite 2 plays for Friday. Don, we'll start with you. We'll work our way back around.
Obviously the first one, Kev, we gotta go with the boys. The Heels, baby. The Heels. The fact that they're favorites shows that they want people to take Ole Miss. It ain't gonna happen. The Heels are about to make a magical run. Just wait on it. UNC by a billion. And then the second one, I am taking the Akron Zips plus 14.5. Arizona in their last 18 tournament games are 3 14-1 against the spread. hammer the shit out of Akron. Akron has a chance to beat them outright. Arizona's a fraud.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go next because I got a similar bet. I got Akron first half plus 7.5. I think Arizona is a streaky ass team. I think Caleb Love is gonna force shots and hurt his team.
Sucks.
He's
I like them. Yeah, I like them plus 7.5, especially if Arizona starts out slow. Second one is another first half bet. UConn minus 3.5. I think with their experience, I don't think Oklahoma's a strong SEC school. I think Danny Hurley's going to get his guys ready. And how many tournament wins do they have in a row?
Too many.
12. Yeah. So I like him in the first half before Oklahoma potentially figures it out.
True. Would you have UConn at 3.5?
3.5 minus 105 first half.
So
first half. Okay, first half.
So for me, I got Lipscomb plus 14.5. Like I said, I was telling Trey before the show, and I've said to Cal, Steve, Don, and Kevin Betts on the last time we talked about Iowa State. This Lipscomb team is very similar to how BYU plays, and if Iowa State tries to play that same similar type of play of just pick up the pace and shoot, they're going to get fucked over again. We saw it even when they played Houston. They tend to play how their opponent is played when they're not healthy. And if they try to outshoot a team that's shooting the lights out and try to outpace a team that's used to running fast, it's going to come back to bite them. My boldest take is I think Lipscomb goes into the half with the lead. If their shots are falling, then I don't see any reason that this game hits double digit for Iowa State, even if Iowa State has a more physical, more skill level advantage. And then my other one, I have the Akron game. I have the over. My model put this at 180 points. So I've never seen it that high before. So we saw it too. I think like me and Steve were talking about it during the tournament. Like Akron was gonna eventually get to a team that is gonna try to play slow, and it might hurt them, and they still put up 100 something points. Like they're putting 100 points up on everyone, whether it's bad defenses or their offense. Like the way they run is just hard to stop, and they're willing to give up points if it means they can score on the other end. It looks like fucking Grinnell, like 10 years ago when that kid was putting up 100 a game.
Steve, give your plays and watch the end of the game.
Forgot about that kid.
Yeah.
Give me Colorado State's 1.5. Nick
West.
Clifford, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists per game. Easy money. They shit on Memphis. Penny comes up short. Next game, give me, you know what? Fuck it. Give me Bobby Moe covered 23.5 against Alabama. Why not?
Bobby Moe.
There's nothing else. There's nothing else. Give me, why not? That's it.
Oh my god, that's
No.
such a flop.
Now watch your team win.
You can bounce out. Watch your team.
Yeah, watch your team win.
Flop.
I'll listen to you guys, but
We
yeah.
already got
Yeah.
AARP coming. We let them know you were born in 71. So
This motherfucker.
Got a life alert on the way.
My Social Security already got cut.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Bets. Better bets. What you got, brother?
I'm going with Linscomb plus 14.5 and Vanderbilt plus 4.5.
I like both of those.
Kev?
I'm on Mountain West on both my picks. I like Marquette to slam New Mexico. And then I'm with Steve on Colorado State. Watch out for Nick Clifford in this tournament. I think he can have a Dwayne Wade performance if they're able to stick around long enough. I think they get by Memphis.
Yeah.
Cal?
Give me Ole Miss and Duke.
Oh.
No.
Love that. Love that pick.
I do like Ole Miss, but I'm not gonna do that. I do want to do that.
Not on stream. He's not.
Give me
you
Bama
can do it.
total. Team
can
total
do
over
it.
94.5.
Ooh.
I think they've heard enough. And I think they're just going to score points. I've cashed this a ton this year. I just if I see a total, I don't care. It's in 94. I'm gonna bet it. They'll score 110. Second one, I don't know. I like to see where all the money is going in right before the game, so I haven't put a ton for the second day. But I'd probably go Marquette too. I think Marquette's gonna make an Elite Eight run. I love this team. I don't respect Michigan State. Fuck Izzo. I don't like him.
Oh no!
I know that's a bad take.
Oh no! Sorry.
He's muted.
Oh,
That's what you were saying. Oh no!
Foul. How is that not a foul? That is a foul.
Oh no!
Don't pick up your whistle on the most important possession. Jesus Christ! You just called Shedrick for lightly touching a guy.
Oh.
bad. Very bad.
I'll talk to you gentlemen later, man. You guys
Steve,
have a great night.
Steve,
Xavier.
I also have in the arms of an angel in here if you want to do an obituary.
Fuck the state of Ohio. Fuck Xavier. Fuck, you know what? Who they playing? Illinois. Illinois by fucking 30. Fuck these guys.
Oh, Joe's gonna love that. I'm gonna let him know you said that.
Yeah. Fuck this. He can't. You didn't call a foul? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that was wild.
It's brutal.
Sucks. They're not even going to cover the 4.5.
This is shit right now.
Unbelievable way to end
do you
that.
need to
That's
go?
terrible.
Yeah.
You need to go?
Come on.
I can go too.
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick, my picks. I have been convinced, mostly by Steve and Kev, on Colorado State. So I'm taking Colorado State. What do we say? 1.5. And then I'm going to actually go against the grain here. I'm going New Mexico money line tomorrow. So, and that I know it's not the best of odds, but that might be my dog of the day tomorrow for the money line go. I might take New Mexico plus 145. I'm Patino 2.0.
I like that.
I'm angry as fuck right now.
Poor
So,
guy.
and obviously we're all taking Illinois on the points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hit my two. I don't think anybody touched this game. I think this is one that everyone's all on Liberty potentially pulling off. And I like Oregon. I got them minus 5.5. I like Altman in the tournament. He's done more damage with a worse seed. So I think they're going to be all right there. Underrated a little bit. And the other one, I don't know if we're all of us are on the same page with Colorado State, but I too am on them minus 1.5. I credit Steve and Kev there last night on our episode for bringing our attention to Clifford because, damn, he's got an NBA future. He should at least, I think.
Hey,
so.
hey, remember who we talked?
Round draft pick. He's a first round draft pick.
Remember who we talked about too last night? We said, remember Roddy for Colorado State a couple years ago.
Yeah, he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like an offensive guard playing basketball. I loved it.
Yep.
Loved it.
The NBA is so wild now. Like we're living in a world where Connor Gillespie is starting an NBA game.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's putting up 4, 5, and 7.
And you got G League players winning dunk contests. That's the kind of world we're living in.
Yeah. Campaign is still on an NBA roster.
Hey, that's why Cooper's staying. Sophomore year, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Don't worry. He's still going to go to Washington. It's just going to be 1 year worser.
Steve, I want to say this just not because I want to kick you all down. I'm also mad because I ended up having a lot more money on them than I planned because they were playing so well. And all I'm going to say is fuck Sean Miller, fuck Xavier,
fuck Sean Miller. I agree with that.
Not fuck the state of Ohio because I got people out in Ohio. I love them. Appreciate you. Shout out if you're watching. But man, fuck them. I hope Illinois routs them now.
Bro,
Where's the
that,
Illinois line?
they will.
the ref swallows the whistle after that bullshit ass call where, oh my god, what the fuck, man?
Hey,
gotta be kidding me.
just so you know, look into Sean Miller. Sean Miller's got some dirty connections. You talking about swallowing a whistle? Just so you know, he's got some dirty connections. I've heard.
Yeah, well,
I know that sounds super simple at, but I literally have known people that actually went to clinics and stuff with him and talked about how dirty he actually is.
Not dirty enough to make a Final Four run with Arizona though. Wow.
So just from all the picks we gave out here for the Friday slate, we got, this is what I put together. I got Akron, Arizona over 159.5 alternate, and Akron to cover a 20-point spread. Marquette money line, Lipscomb plus 20, Oregon money line, and I threw Maryland -5 in there for funsies, plus 1,000 with the super boost.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that.
With Caesar's 64% boost, which is criminally insane that they're giving that out right now.
Good to know.
You say you're gonna post that, or could you shoot us that so we could tell that?
Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot. Yeah,
Perfect.
the other one I put together for that we talked everyone kind of gave out for the Thursday slate. Memphis, Montana plus 9.5, Tennessee -15, Wilmington, Texas Tech over 140, and then I took Purdue money line in it and got it plus with the before the boost is plus 477. After it's like plus 600, I think.
Are they doing that both days?
I have no clue. They just said you get 2, and the thing is, they don't show you what the new odds are. They just show you how much. They just add 64% to whatever you other win. So it still says plus 477, but I'm making like 8 times the money.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
Caesars, right?
hey, put them out there, man. Call it the Mega Cast March Madness parlay.
Oh yeah,
Get a graphic for it.
yeah. I'm real quick as we're heading out. Anyone have a thought on a fast thought on Maryland Grand Canyon? I think that's the only game we didn't touch.
I like Maryland for sure.
Crab 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their Queen's a stud.
He is.
He's the best Maryland player I can think of since Diamond Stone.
Don, you were right. I should know Diamond Stone.
Hey, the basketball player, not the baseball player.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
No,
Should have clarified. My mistake. Sorry, guys.
You're right.
All right. Well, for everyone here, thank you guys all for tuning in. We've hit probably our record for most views in a week on a show, but that's also because we've done like 8 shows this week. I know Steve's fucking tired of me bullying. I've been bullying him all week.
Steve, I'm seeing Illinois as dogs, buddy.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Say
What?
Say less.
Whoa.
Where? Where?
Oh,
I did
man.
not see a line.
Say less.
I'm seeing
Say
Illinois as dogs.
less.
Where'd you see
I
that
didn't
at?
see a line.
So
I-
both 11
I-
seed playing games are the 11 seeds favored.
I have Illinois minus 2.5. Where'd you get dogs?
Where do y'all have these lines at? I don't have that.
I'm on DraftKings.
DraftKings.
All right, let's see. DraftKings, don't log me out.
Mad as shit.
No, I'm not enjoying DraftKings. Stop asking me that.
I don't even see it on DraftKings.
Go all the way to the bottom. It's like the third to
Second
last
from the
game.
bottom.
Illinois Xavier, I got them minus 2.5. Money line 155.
What the fuck?
Oh, there it is.
I'm putting my entire bankroll on it just for you, Steve.
Oh no. All right. So yeah, when I originally was looking on BetMGM, it had Xavier minus 1.5. That was wrong.
Oh.
Well, you got me all excited for nothing.
I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say
I'm sorry.
how quickly they change, right?
I'm sorry.
It's like shit, Don.
Yeah, you guys just didn't get it quick enough.
No, it's because Vegas is obviously listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
They're like,
shit.
they're like,
No,
yo,
wrong way.
Change it.
Close the line. Close the line.
Yo,
Wrong way.
Don is on to us. Quickly change that now. Right now.
No, I'm just gonna start tweeting like, yeah, I like Xavier minus 10.5. Like, jump that line down.
Oh, man, y'all didn't know that about
but-
Don. Don moves lines, man. Y'all didn't know that
I
about
do,
him.
man.
Yeah.
I move lines and I make men.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'll leave out alone.
Hey yo.
Well, anyway,
that'll be it for the Golden Ticket Show. Thank you guys all for tuning
It's a
in.
mob thing, you fucking imbeciles. Unbelievable.
Oh. Fuck a Musketeer.
Make
whatever
sure
the
you
fuck
guys
it is.
make sure you guys check everyone out here on Twitter and Moneyline. You can find all the Trey, Trent, and Tyler at Bearded Baker Bets on Moneyline and on Twitter. You can find Kev at Heels0809 on both. Steve at Fast Breaks. It would normally be up there, but we had to bully him a little bit to get his mind off this game. Cal
Fighting
at
everybody.
Betting Cheese. The Don himself on Twitter and Moneyline. Make sure you guys also enter your brackets on Moneyline. We're doing a contest.
Oh yeah.
Whoever has the best bracket, $100 winner. And who we're also bringing back the dog of the day. If you pick the highest odd underdog to win, you get $50 sent to you directly from my boss's bank account. So
Robert Morris. Lock it in.
Mm.
So thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys check our show out. If we do a show Friday, I don't know. I think we all probably need a break. But if not, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in and have a great night.
Yeah.